Let me just tweak the volumes on the things. We squeaking, tweaking. All right.
Where did we leave off?
Raffy's
It was
week.
with me.
Wei Shen, motherfucker.
With Shem, motherfucker.
Host
Break
it up.
down in your body.
We good?
Wait, are you good, Miggy?
We're live, baby.
All right.
I'm just
Yeah,
in the mirror
so
chat.
we're back.
Yeah.
We apologize for any interruptions in our stream or any technical difficulties,
It
but
was like
yeah,
a
we're
bomb
back.
was gonna explode.
Yeah, like a bomb is gonna explode. But
Legs taken away.
oh my god, that's a week. But yeah, Raffy, continue your
Yes.
story.
Yeah, so I was talking about
The COD tourney.
the COD tourney, and then how it's an exercise or like an exposure to the deficit of reading comprehension.
Coin flipping shenanigans.
Yes, the coin flipping. They did their own coin flipping, and of course, like there's also this one incident where, so you're supposed to like wrangle them up, right? So tell them in the group chat that your team is up, and then your team is up. Now add me on COD. I'll make a lobby, and then we're gonna play from there. I'm gonna spectate. So that's how it goes every time. At the second day, as if people didn't know what the process was,
Uh-oh.
a team, like two teams, just matched up and then like played with each other on their own. Like what the hell?
Without marshals. Great.
Without marshals. And then they
It's
just
like it doesn't exist then.
yeah. And then
Incredible.
I'm like, naglaro na kayo. Okay, so you guys played already. Okay. So I called them first, right? Like this team and this team, you're up, and they just send me the results and the victory screenshot. That's like, sir, we already played.
Sir, we already did the coin flip, and we already played the game.
At least they agreed on something instead of both saying that they won.
Yeah, that's another thing that I was wary of. Like, I wanted to check whether the result was good, because one team kept saying that no, we won already. So,
no.
And I'm like, no, yeah, let's hear the other team say that if they're good. And it took a while because the other team already left after their freaking match. It's just such a nightmare. And then out of like, I think my other marshal, Clark, PM the other guy that he knew that was on the team and asked them if are they good with this result, and then he types and then as if he was thinking about it, like if he could get the magic run back, but in the end they're like, no, we're good, we already decided, blah blah blah, we already lost, blah blah blah. So we just ended up honoring their dark match.
Oh man,
it's just that threw all our organization for a loop. So yeah, that's quite an experience.
That's for every match, or is it just that one match?
Just that one match where they've already been playing and suddenly they forgot how it works. Like,
excited.
Started, sir, nanalo na po kami. Sir, champion na po kami.
Champion guy.
You missed the turn you were marshalling.
So yeah, that's the one thing. Another thing is, as far as like content that we've been consuming through the quarantine, I've just gotten into some reality. It's for me, it's like 2012 again. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's like
difficulty.
Yeah, the world is ending and I'm watching TV. 2012.
Okay.
It's that time in my life. So
What reality shows have you been watching?
Denise introduced me to like my gateway reality TV show was 90 Day Fiance.
Whoa.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
Have you heard of this?
No, not at all.
Concept?
Introduce us to this concept. What is a 90-day fiance?
So in the States, I think if you're a US citizen and you get a fiance visa for your loved one or your
Fiance visa? Those
Yeah,
things exist?
there's a thing called Fiancee Visa where
Yo.
you get to go to the States for 90 days, or your foreigner partner
Mm-hmm.
goes to the States for 90 days, and at the end of the 90 days, you should be wed, or else he goes back to his country.
Huh.
So that's the thing. Like a lot of couples that are like long distance, they do that. They get the fiance visa just to see each other in person, and then if they can make it work for 90 days, they get married. If
And
not, he
and
bounces
somebody
or they
went
bounce.
like, "Yo, let's make a show out
Yeah.
of this."
This is the show.
Yo,
I
dude,
know what
I've heard
it's called.
stories.
Yeah.
No, like
Have you?
I
Have you
feel
really?
like that was the pitch. Like, dude,
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
stories about people who get this visa.
There-
It would
dude.
make for a great TV show.
Dude, it does kind of make for a great TV show, but like great in a sense how fast food is great food. Like it's good comfort. Like don't think about it. No nutrients, but tastes really good on the eyes, buddy.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. There's also a prequel show called 90 Days Before, which is the 90 days before the 90-day visa.
Oh my god! So the long distance part.
Yeah. So, what are some of the highlights? There's ano ba? What is some 90-day fiance highlights? Oh, if you've ever seen the, oh man, okay. There are some that get super cringe. Like there's this Filipina that his like her boyfriend came to the Philippines, right? And then they live in the country, in the provinces basically. So the guy, the American dude was like going to the province and he was being introduced to the family and stuff like that. What were they eating? I forget. Lechon.
Adobo.
And he was freaked out by the lechon. Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, they killed the pig right in front of him.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god!
And
Dude.
then-
Dude, Americans don't deal well with having to confront the source of their food.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
they freak
Exactly.
out when fish still has its head on.
exactly.
For real?
They don't.
Yeah,
They don't eat
yeah.
fish that looks like fish.
Yeah. They
So-
will only eat a fillet. They like if it still looks like a fish, it freaks them out for some
Oh,
reason.
dang.
Really?
So
Yeah.
imagine just.
Huh.
But as Filipinos, we know that this custom of like killing the thing in front of you is like a big honor, right?
Yeah, totally.
Like it's we killed our loved one to give you delicious food.
We must
Right?
honor this pig.
Yeah, but it freaked the American out, and he didn't really want to eat it and stuff like that. And the Filipino family took offense to it, like, "Oh, we brought you food, and then you did not eat it. You're very rude. You're very
road.
They're very road. Oh no.
You're very rude." The lady just devolved to like just shouting, "You're rude, you're rude."
Oh,
No way!
There's some highlights on
No
the
way.
YouTube. You gotta get on this. You gotta get on
Okay.
this.
Is
There's
this the
also-
source? Is this the source of that meme?
Yes, this is the source of that meme.
Oh my
The source-
god.
And this is also the source of this is also the source of that lady that just says, "Men's don't control me."
Oh, really?
Okay, I had no idea.
Oh,
I
holy shit.
haven't seen the clip itself, but like I've seen the memes. I've seen like what Denise showed me, of like this woman that didn't want her partner controlling her life. So instead of getting parang, I'm not entirely sure, but instead of her being picked up by the car, she bought a bike instead, and she just said to the camera, "Men's don't control me."
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Now that's a thing in the Lena's household. Randomly say, "Men's don't control me," and then we just do whatever we want. We grab like coffee. Men's don't control me. We turn on the aircon. Men's don't control me. Just do it.
No escape.
Yeah. That's the gateway. That's the gateway reality TV show.
Okay,
The
okay,
main
that's
show,
what got you in.
the main show is Love is Blind on Netflix.
Okay, what is
Yeah,
this about?
It's a dating game show. It's a dating show. That's like the simple premise is, all the guys live together, all the girls live together, but separately, right? So
Mhm.
in the middle of their like living space, there are pods that are like you go inside and you talk to the person on the other side of the pod. It's like a confessional,
Okay.
like in church, a confessional, and you can't see the other person.
Okay.
Yeah, you just talk to them for hours, minutes, or whatever you build a connection that way. Henceforth, Love is Blind.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes
Right.
sense.
So and if you hit it off, and you're like the only way you see your partner is if you get to the end, which is after 30 days. After 10 days. After yeah. But like the whole experiment is 30 days. But if you end up proposing to your to the person you talk to, or one of the partners, you get to see her after 10 days. You get to see her immediately, and then after 10 days you get to go on the vacation stuff. So shoot. Talk about For Love is Blind. Yeah, how are you finding this concept? How are you guys finding this concept?
It's like super basic reality TV, but I super understand the appeal of it. But at the same time, like I can't imagine myself just like watching this. But like a part of my brain says yes.
And this is pretty new, right? This premiered last
Yeah.
month.
I've been
I
seeing
think
it
so.
as ads on Netflix not too long ago.
Give it a shot. It's pretty funny. Like, but
Okay.
because the thing doesn't just stop at the pods. You end up
Okay.
like some people match up, and then they actually propose to each other, and then the second stage is they go on a honeymoon, just the two of them, without like the social media and stuff like that. But they get to see their significant other now. Like they're essentially fiancés at this point, and they're kind of locked in. The next part, the honeymoon part, is where like the emotional connection becomes a physical connection, and then stuff goes down that way. And then after that, they move in together, and they like introduce themselves to each other's family and stuff like that.
And this is all happening in just one episode, or like what's the flow of each episode? It's like, are they focusing on one couple, or are they just like checking out everyone in the season?
They're checking out. They're focusing on a bunch of like interesting couples, like with interesting stories that actually match and move forward in the process. Like there are 40 men and 40 women, and then by the end of it,
That's
they
a
just-
lot.
Yeah, and they're just producing like they just produced like 6 couples. They're just following 6 couples out of all of that.
dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so this is in
okay.
episode 1, like in the end of episode 1, there's only 6 left? Or...
I'd say after episode 2. Episode
okay.
1 and 2 is like the pods section, and then I think 3, 4, and 5 happen in the honeymoon.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then they live with each other and stuff like that. It's like a weird, really like a social experiment.
So
It's like,
Raffy.
will you fall in love with? Will you still love a person if, like, no? Is love blind? That's
Yeah, damn it.
that's a simple thing.
I'm just gonna
Okay,
ask
but
you that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Raffy
yeah.
is love blind?
some of them make it out, like make it happen. Like they really form absolute, like real connections. Some of them are like super surface level. Like when they see each other, they get absolutely smitten, and then it's like it's
Just
a
clicks.
physical thing and stuff like that. Like you can see from their sample size, you can see the depth of all the different interactions. Like this one lady, you're gonna get me started. Sorry, I'm at this point. I'm
Okay.
super
I
sorry.
mean-
At this, I'm super invested with all the stories.
Okay.
Damn, all
There's
the
this-
stories, huh?
There's this one lady called Jessica who's like super using Mark.
Oh, we got names.
Oh
Go
no!
on.
Oh no, Raffy.
Fucking Jessica's a bitch. Like, she deserves that one. No, she deserves
Okay.
that one.
Okay,
Um,
Raffy.
Okay. So Jessica, day one, she forms like this unbelievable bond with Mark. They're both from Illinois. They love the Cubs. They both have like dogs and stuff. I think they just form this great connection. And then after a few days, Jessica also forms this connection with this dude called Barnett, who's like a fucking frat boy. Like he's feeling himself way too much. Like he
Yeah.
thinks absolute shit. And
Sounds
then-
about right for a Barnett.
yeah, par for the course for Barnett.
Is he from Jersey?
No, they're at Atlanta, I think.
Shit.
So
Oh,
like,
okay.
so Barnett goes like day two. Barnett drops a line on Jessica that's like, "Yo, I think I might propose to you," and then then
What?
it
I
sent-
think I might propose to you.
Two.
What kind of?
yeah, something like that. And then he drops the word propose, and it throws Jessica for a loop. Like she's going crazy. Like and essentially she dumps Mark for Barnett. Just
Oh,
'cause,
that's
like she dumps her like the real connection for someone that she thinks is like super charming as shit, but like super when you see the other, am I just rambling like a madman?
no,
Kind
no.
of.
This
Okay,
is
yeah.
this is this is someone who's watching.
Yeah,
No.
it's clear you're in it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
clear you're in it.
Man,
So
this
the
reminds
other
me of
side-
what we have in Terrace House
I
years
need
ago.
to check this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this is it.
Dude, wait,
This is
the
you have to
outside
check out
perspective.
Terrace House.
I
yeah.
should. I put it on the list. I'll put it on the list. So when you see the other side, Barnett is like playing around with like 3 chicks, like
Damn, dog.
3 ladies. Like he's always saying like, "Yo, I think you be the one." No,
That's
no,
his catchphrase.
no. Yeah. Basically, like he
Girl, I'm a
to know.
proposal.
he kept leading like ladies on until the very last day, until he didn't choose Jessica. And
Oh,
then
no.
and Jessica blew up her relationship with Mark. And then
Who gets played
fucking-
now?
yeah,
Who's
and
the
then
blind one now?
right? Who's the blind one now?
Jessica.
And,
Wow.
But
Raffy's
Mark,
really in there.
but Mark takes her back though.
What
What
a
Wow.
What
she
a
goes
man.
running. She goes running to Mark, and then she goes crying like, "Oh, I really didn't know what I saw in Barnett. I didn't like him." and then, like, Mark absolutely takes her back. Like, and they end up like, Mark proposes to Jessica, and Jessica's like super happy. Like, oh,
sort of happy.
it's so bad. And like,
Oh no.
her big like, and then this just continues like through the honeymoon stage and through the other stages. You can tell that Jessica is really not into Mark that much.
Oh no.
man.
She was just like rebounding off of Barnett, and like she keeps saying her big catchphrase is like, "But you're 24 and I'm 34." And like that's her big hang up with Mark. Mark is an absolute perfect gentleman. Like, really like sensitive, like really like he's a good man. But like Jessica can't get over the fact that he's 24 and she's 34. And like every episode you can make a drinking game out of Jessica just saying, "But she's so young. He's so young and I'm so old." And then
No.
that's her big thing.
That's reality shows, man.
So you finished season 1?
No, we're still at the we're at the second episode. No, we're at the no.
Wait a minute.
Whoa,
Everything
wow, that's a
happened
lot
in
of
one
shit
episode.
happened.
No, sorry. I misspoke. We're at the 8th 8th episode. Sorry.
Okay.
This is the part where my favorite couple, Lauren and Cameron. Lauren Speed. Her last name is Speed.
Yo, sick.
What is
Pop
with these
quiz.
anime characters?
Yeah. Lauren and Cameron really hit it off. Like, tell with my mind's eye that their bond is real.
Okay.
And then, but for like, this just the circumstances is Lauren is black, and Cameron is white, and then
Is this still a problem in 2020?
to them it is like then
them
to
it
the
is.
rest of the world it is.
Oh
Like,
man.
and unfortunately, like, like I don't know if they wrote this or if this is like super like amplified. It turns out that Lauren's dad is like a massive proponent
Big
of, like,
racist.
not racist exactly.
Big
like-
wizard. Is he a wizard?
No, not
he a
a
grand
wizard
wizard?
either. Not a wizard either. Somewhere in between. He's a music producer.
Oh no, Raffy. Just to be clear, the title
Okay.
of Grand Wizard is part of the KKK.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No.
It's a rank in KKK.
Oh, gotcha. No, not racist. Just a big proponent of like getting married to people of your own race.
Oh well,
Yeah.
isn't that racist?
It's not coming from hate. I think it's just bias because he
Still
didn't.
racism.
He
What
didn't
the fuck?
fucking lynch him when he saw him in the music booth. Right?
No, I guess.
It's just like apprehensive. He's willing to accept, but he's got questions. He runs him through the gauntlet. It's basically like Bad Boys 2 Martin Lawrence. Like,
Okay.
Okay.
there,
Okay,
right?
what an
Like,
example.
yeah. Yeah. So we're at that episode now.
Oh man, reality shows,
yeah.
dude, you have to try Terrace House. We were
Sure.
so big on Terrace House. You gotta at least try it.
Yeah, dude.
Try
Yeah,
it.
yeah, definitely. I won't close my.
Yo, but like speaking of reality shows, though, I wanted to bring
Uh-huh.
something up, and this is the perfect avenue to bring it up. Have you
Oh.
guys been keeping up with the German?
Kardashians?
No, the German
Oh.
version of Big
Oh,
Brother?
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, I
Yeah, have you guys, Raffy? Have you heard of this?
No, Big Brother.
So
The-
yeah.
They didn't. I'll say
Clarify
tell the
for the audience.
Yeah, so
Yes, yes.
basically, the German version of Big Brother, ever since February, they sealed the people in the house already. So they're not allowed any outside news and everything like that. So they did not know about the quarantine or the coronavirus or anything or the state of the world. And
Right.
apparently, just a few days ago or something, the producers decided to finally tell them about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And like,
Ali.
no, no,
Ay,
but
hindi
like,
na ba?
no. I don't know. I don't know how long this show is gonna go on, but apparently, they made a whole segment of it, and like the producers, like from behind the glass wall, start telling them about the coronavirus.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
jeez.
And like some of them start freaking out, some of them start crying, some of them start joking that we're probably in the safest place in Germany right now.
Yeah, that
It's
is
like,
true.
yeah. It's just crazy to me that like these people
Oh,
did not
man.
know about the coronavirus for so long. It's pretty great.
Because I've heard at first that they're planning to reveal it in the
In the
finale.
finale, yeah, that's what I heard too.
No, yeah.
That'll be
but
nuts
like,
though.
but like, I,
Your prize is the knowledge
Everyone's
that the
dead.
world is.
dude, I really think that if they were planning that, somebody probably told them na, no, that is
course.
big ethic.
Yeah.
That is big ethics violation. You tell them now, you fucker.
But the ratings, though.
But the ratings, though. yeah. Oh man, reality TV, huh? It's been a while.
My mic's been weird. Wait, sorry, shoot. Sorry, hello?
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
hear
you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mic's speaking a lot. Wait, shoot, how do you do this?
I mean, as long as it's still
I guess
recording.
it's still
Do we
recording,
need
but
to?
the
Do we need
volume
to take a
is super
break?
Loud. No, the volume is super loud.
Oh, really?
Where?
In
On your
the-
audio capture?
yeah.
So while Raffy sorts this out, who wants to go next?
Okay, who wants to go
I can
next?
go. I can
Yes,
go
Go.
come
next.
back to
Do
me.
it.
Yeah, because we've already started with
Yeah,
the
we'll go back to
grocery
Raffy.
story thing.
Right.
But yeah, for my week, I've been doing some too much gaming stuff. So I've
Sick.
been playing a lot of Neo 2 because I'm assigned to review the game, and so far it's a good game.
I
It's
heard it's
frustrating.
a prequel. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it's a prequel to the first Neo game, so it's set in the early stages of the Sengoku era. So Lord Nobunaga is a young man during this timeline,
Okay. He ain't the
and
Demon
I don't
King
know,
yet.
he ain't bad yet. He's just an up and coming
Ah.
general, I guess. And I don't know, like the art direction here is similar to Dynasty Warriors or Samurai Warriors, where everything is kind of bombastic or fantasy driven.
Okay.
And what they did to the lore or to how they designed the world is that these important figures always has an accompanying yokai behind them.
Okay.
So that's cool. Like you get to see this one general who always has this white, this big hulking snake yokai in the
Are
background.
they aware that the yokai is present?
Some of them, yeah, I think so. While the others, I mean, I think they do actually, because I haven't seen any character yet that doesn't know that he's been followed by a yokai.
Is that like the source of their power?
I guess so, or some sort of like there's their representation of their personality or their character. Like
Okay.
there's also like Nobunaga's smaller, I mean younger sister who's been followed by a kitsune. So
Oh.
like stuff like that, and you have your protagonist's companions, who is this traveling merchant who has a monkey type yokai with him. So stuff like that. Story wise, it isn't as focused as it was in Neo One, because in Neo we have a proper protagonist, whereas in Neo 2 you get to create your own character. So it's a bit more broad in the sense where your protagonist is just riding along the waves of your companions' own agendas, but you still do get to have some sort of story for your protagonist, whereas he is some sort of like a halfling, like a half human, half demon.
Of course he is.
Tiefling. Of course he
Of
is.
course he is.
Because
Mhm.
because in this game they introduced some sort of like a double trigger mechanic
Okay.
where your character gets to be a demon and then
That actually
gets
sounds cool
buffed.
for the context of Neo.
Yeah, because Neo is demon heavy. Like a lot of
Right.
a lot of the monsters are demons. And yeah, so like mechanics wise, it's great. Its difficulty is very different compared to what we are used to in the Souls games. Where Souls games, it's open world. It has PvP and everything has tight mechanics. Whereas in Neo, um, their weapon system alone is vast. You get to use a bunch of weapons, and not only that, you have 3 stances to play along, or 4 stances to play along as you use those weapons. So you get a high stance, mid stance, or low stance.
Mhm.
And on some occasions, you get an unsheathed stance where you can do some EIE sword techniques.
Yay!
Cool.
So, so yeah, it becomes really complicated when you try to juggle all these stances and stance shifting. Um, and I don't know, like the mission structure of that game is very different because um, like the game's progress is tied down to missions or quests instead of being seamless like in Souls. So if you go to one area, you actually have to go in this map where you get to choose the number of areas you want to weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But I do can level up my character, like in Dark Souls, where you just have to go to one shrine or one spot that allows you to upgrade the weapons. I mean, to upgrade your character. So far, I think I'm past midway of the game. So hopefully, I would be able to finish it this coming week, so that I could finish my review. But so far, it's good. Like it's hard. It's frustratingly hard on some occasions.
Is it harder than
But
the first game?
I'm not sure because I haven't finished the first game, and this is like I had more hours in Neo 2 compared to Neo 1.
Okay.
To be honest. And
Cool.
both of them are hard. I'd say they're more harder for me than what I experienced in Sekiro.
Oh yeah, dude. Like
Yeah.
Neo 1 kicked my ass. Like what little I played of it, that game is not a cakewalk.
Yeah,
You actually have to get good.
that's true. And what else? For other media consumptions, I've been watching a lot of cooking shows lately. Like,
Ooh.
Okay.
for this trying times in quarantine, it's bad news after worst news after bad news, and the only thing that's making me sane and calm is by watching food and
I
not
can see
eating
that.
it.
I can understand that.
But like,
I miss pizza.
yeah, for sure. So I've been watching Martha Bakes in one channel on TV. I forgot Metro Channel, Ben.
Like Martha
like-
Stewart?
Yeah, Martha Stewart.
Dang, dude.
So there's
Still
a
at
show
it.
called Martha Bakes, and it's like from what I've observed, their episode format is kind of cool. Like it's all quiet and all, and her audience just like 3 or 4 people in this table, and she's just talking to them, like trying to make conversation while also explaining what she's doing while baking the cake that she's baking.
That's interesting.
And yeah, and it looks pristine because all of the equipment and the tools she uses,
Of course.
most of the time it's glass, so
Ooh.
you get to see the ingredients, and I get to see how it mixes and how it's made. So it's pretty relaxing concept actually for a cooking show or for a baking show. It isn't loud like that one show featuring Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. but Martha Bakes, yeah, I think it's something to kind of check out for sure. And the other show that I've been constantly watching, especially during lunch hours, is Chef's Table.
Oh,
And that,
Yeah, I've seen you post that you're watching that.
yeah, that show. If I remember, it was Charlie from Contemplate and Emile, who recommended us to watch Chef's Table. And I think the gateway episode that they mentioned is the episode about Grant.
Umihara?
No, Grant Akats or
The Nest.
Oh, right.
Grant Akats.
Yeah, the Akats, yeah.
Yeah, Grant Akats, a chef from the States who had cancer, lost his sense of taste,
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy. Okay.
yet still
That guy.
succeeded, and is
Okay.
one of the top. Had one of the top restaurants in the States.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched season 1. Just like I just thought of myself, you know what? It's quarantine. Let's just watch this thing. So I started with season 1, and episode 1 is a good season opener because it features Chef Massimo Bottura, an Italian chef, and it's basically that format where in Chef's Table, each episode features one chef. They tell you their story. They tell you their signature dishes and how it came up to be. And in episode 1, I think they open it with Massimo trying to tell what happened when Italy was hit with a sinkhole a few years ago.
Damn.
And this Parmigiano, what's it? Reggiano, what's it? Cheese
Reggiano
thing,
Parmigiano.
yeah,
Sounds like a
Parmigiano
super
Reggiano.
villain.
there you go. Mr. Italian Assassinino Man.
Parmesan assassino.
Okay.
Parmesan assassino.
Okay.
Parmesan Oregano.
Oh, there we go. So that cheese, there's a company that sells that kind of cheese, and it got hit with the sinkhole, and most of their product got ruined. So they're kind of worried that their business will go out, and Massimo actually proposed a solution by sharing a recipe that uses that ingredient, and it took off worldwide, and they got all of the cheese. If they got most, if not all, of the cheese sold.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that kind of struck me because you see this chef that kind of helped the city in a way and in his own ability. So I don't know, like stories like that is kind of cool because you see that kind of profession in that kind of scale do something, good for his country, for his city.
With the power of culinary stuff,
Yeah.
he's saving the world.
Yeah, so there's a lot of other people or other chefs that was featured in Chef's Table that has interesting stories. What else? I think there's one dude who owns a farm, and he kind of inspires farmers, I guess, to kind of breed produce in a way that it will intensify or change the flavor of said produce. And my mind was kind of blown because you can do that. It's like you can change how like what they did was they feed chicken some hot pepper so that the egg
Oh
will
shit.
contain
Really?
redder yolk, yeah,
Okay.
stuff like that. And it also like what they do with the soil, how they till the soil, or how well the soil is, and those factors kind of decides how good the produce is. So stuff like that. So
Okay, cool. On that topic of like making new produce by scientifically fusing itself with others, if you guys are aware of the show Hot Ones, where
Yeah.
they get celebrities to eat chicken wings with different like variety of sauces.
Right.
I don't know which sauce in particular, but one of the more like spicier sauces, like near the tail end of their levels, the pepper used for one of those sauces is actually was just invented by like this American guy.
Oh.
By what he did was he basically fused a bunch of different types of chili seeds up until he started
Yeah, I know
growing
about
this
this
new one. Yeah.
Holy shit.
And it's so spicy that when they harvest them, they have to wear like 3 to
Gloves?
4 layers of gloves
Yeah,
because the
and-
spice melts through like a single
What?
layer. Yeah.
Why would you
And-
put that in your body, though?
Yeah, and I heard that like the peppers look demonic, as in they don't look good.
They don't
They
look
look
natural.
Like, they look like the sorting hat. Harry Potter.
Dude, they look fucking evil, man.
oh god.
They look like Voldemort in the back of that guy's head.
Yeah. You shouldn't trust that
man.
chili.
Professor
You
Quirrell's
shouldn't
chili.
trust that chili. But yeah.
Dang, yeah.
So far my favorite episode, because I've only watched season 1 and the first episode of season 2, which is the Grant a Cat's episode. I think my favorite one was about um, I think his name is Magnus. Magnus. Hold on.
That sounds super metal, though.
Yeah, he's from Sweden, I guess. Well,
Sweden?
Norway. But basically, his story is that he set up a restaurant in the middle of nowhere,
Okay.
and yeah, basically, if you want to go to this restaurant, there you go. Magnus Nilsson is his name. It's a Swedish chef, and his restaurant name is Faviken in Sweden. And if you want to go to this restaurant, you have to go to Norway and then get on like a 2-hour trip to the wilderness by car just to go to this restaurant. And
A destination
a
restaurant.
destination restaurant. And for some reason, it's popular. And of course, there are like challenges like how do you forage your food, or how do you get your ingredients fresh?
Yeah.
Or because you're in the middle of the wild, and seasons are coming, and some of the ingredients aren't going to be available every time, and for the power of preservation and and preservative science or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and he's sort of like a creative chef. Like he's going to create anything. Like he's going to use any ingredient available in that area, and also through preservatives he gets to kind of get the ingredients he needs. And he
For this
succeeds.
dish, I want to. Sorry.
No, it's true. Like, there's like I think every signature dish that was featured in Chef's Table has that kind of theme or story. It always has a theme or story.
You make with what you got, I guess.
Do they have a dish that plays with the concept of time?
Dude, I'm not
No
kidding.
way. No way.
I'm not kidding.
Then Keanu Reeves shows up.
Guess who?
There has to be a
signature-
chef's table with Keanu in it.
No. Guess whose episode is that from?
What? Doctor
That-
Strange.
That concept of time dish.
Yeah. What?
It's from Grant. It's from Grant the Cats. It's,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Like he's
sick.
like they're trying to make a concept of like trying to play with the concept of time. So what the plan is they would show. I mean, they would feature like because in what's it like a full course meal, right? So there's how many courses there is in a fine dining setup.
Right.
So every course there's an ingredient, and at the final course in dessert, it's basically all of the ingredients that they featured in the previous courses,
Dang.
and it will form this dessert that's made from those ingredients. So
Whoa.
parang ganun yung ginawa ng concept of time.
That's
So
cool.
they did it. They actually did it.
They
It's not.
actually
It's
did
not a
it.
joke that Keanu
Oh,
Reeves
crap.
made.
Holy
he,
crap.
he probably kind of experienced it in Greta Cat's restaurant. So yeah, Chef's Table, yeah, it's pretty cool. That's a good recommend actually if you guys want to watch something during quarantine. But yeah, that's my week. That's
Chefs.
basically my week.
So who's
Yeah.
up next?
Yeah.
Are we taking a break?
Yeah, I think we're taking a break because I think there's another
Audio
technical
hiccups?
difficulty
Yeah.
or hiccup.
More
Yeah.
audio hiccups? Okay.
You did this, Corona. This is all your fault.
Let us create another file.
Sick.
All right,
Oof.
I'm just gonna stop this now.
God, I don't know what's going on.
Were you playing with like the wire or something?
3.
No, it just
Did it disconnect?
died.
Is that what happened?
It just disconnected.
Wait, no, I'm going to save now.
Saving fairy princess. What? Is that a fart?
Don't switch.
No, it's
that's me.
the mic fart.
That's me. Far.
We're still
Don't
streaming,
know
by
if
the way,
this
so
sounds right.
shout outs to
Oh,
the
okay.
people around.
Yeah.
Hey.
Si
Thanks
Jan
for
Brian. Nandyan pa rin.
Shit.
Or
Yeah.
at least he was.
Thanks
I
for
don't know.
sticking it out. Don't know if this. Well, pero ano naman, diba? Like as a last resort, we can pull the audio from the stream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Am I
we
sounding?
could.
Am I sounding good, ba?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sound
So
fine.
we can just
Fine.
go, right? We can just redo this and not I can figure it out from this end. So let's just go start again.
Wait, mine is still
And-
rendering.
Yeah,
Me too. I'm still
we need
rendering.
to render our files.
Okay.
Hold up, double checking just to be sure.
Sige, wait.
Right, looks alright.
Oh, I'm gonna edit this, huh?
Yeah, dude.
I'll help you if you need it.
No, I mean, I forgot how to edit.
Just like riding a bike.
Oh, I don't know how to
Just
do
like
that.
walking.
What? You don't know how to ride a bike?
Yeah, we've
Neither do
mentioned
I.
this before.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know
I do.
Emile couldn't.
I couldn't.
Oh, really?
What?
No,
Makes you
Samson.
Uh, yeah, I don't.
Where's
Really?
the lie?
Skateboard. I skateboard. I don't bike.
Yo, so one time we
We
boogie. One time we need to go on like
A biking trip.
I'll teach all of you to bike. My don't
Are we
know how to
are we
bike.
recording yet?
We can do it.
I'm ready. I'm
I
ready.
mean, we're still. Hold on.
Oh, I
let
touch
me
it.
just-
Let's hit
Uh-huh.
record now.
I'll record now. Okay. It looks good.
All right, hitting. Yeah, hitting record. Okay, time to
Okay.
sync up.
Sync.
All right, do
You
it
guys
next.
ready for sync? All right, clap
Yeah.
sync first. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Nice.
Seems pretty.
Sandwash.
3, 2, 1.
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, we were talking about like one time we need to go out and I'll teach you guys to bike. If all of you don't know how to ride a bike,
It's,
I can
it's
do
just
it.
like it's just like riding a bike. I don't know
It's
how.
just like riding a bike. Also, my female wife doesn't know how to ride a bike, so we can
Oh,
all
that's
make,
perfect.
make a day out of it.
exist.
Nice.
Donna and I don't know how to ride a bike either. So
For real?
Oh,
Yeah,
God, I couldn't
dude.
find anyone else who didn't know how to bike in my childhood.
Wait,
Oh.
can
I
we
thought I
do-
was the only one.
Can we do at least 5 seconds of silence
Sure.
now? Okay, that's good.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
So-
So, yeah, we should go to like Quezon City Circle.
Oh
Bike.
my God, are you sure?
Rent a few death traps.
You don't want to go to the good old Dasmariñas Cavite.
That is way too far, my friend.
I know,
For
it's
everyone.
That's far for
Yeah,
everyone,
yeah,
even
yeah.
Migs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's good though.
So,
I missed
Where
that
were we?
place.
Where were
where
we?
were we? I didn't get to
So,
finish my week. I think Migs finishes.
Yeah,
Mm.
go for it, Raffy.
Okay, so I talked about Love is Blind. I talked about 90 Days. The other thing that I watched is Aladdin Live-Action. Dude,
Huh?
the Will Smith one.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
watched
yeah,
it
yeah.
already.
I have not.
I've
I
seen
have
What?
this,
not.
yes.
How is it? How is Will Smith as the genie?
it's good.
I've heard things.
Yo, no joke. It's absolutely the best that it could be for me.
Really?
Like his performance as the genie is the best that it could be.
Because
like-
I was told that it feels like Will Smith trying to be Robin Williams' genie.
No,
Really?
I didn't feel that at all. Like
I didn't get that
okay.
either.
I felt that they took the spirit of Robin Williams' performance and made Will Smith like do his performance in that same spirit,
Turned
but
it
not
into hip hop.
the strength of Robin Williams' performance as Genie is like he does the impressions, right? Because that's
Yep,
his brand
that's
of
his
comedy.
stick.
He's really good at the impressions. So Will Smith doesn't do that. He does his brand of comedy, which is like the
Fresh Prince.
the
style.
cutaways, like the Fresh Prince style. Yeah, the cutaways, the it's like his own take on it. Like it's not him doing the old Robin Williams jokes.
That's hot. Yeah.
It's super great, super great, it's super hot. It's super hot. Paris Hilton. That's hot. Have you seen the clip where he goes like, "There's a lot of gray area in making you. I could just make you a prince," and then he just
poofs a prince on like the other side of the mountain.
yeah. And then the prince goes, "Yo, y'all see my palace?"
Wow.
It's just so good. And then he keeps talking throughout there. The prince keeps talking. I just want to go, man. while they're talking. It's good. It's super good. Like his Friend Like Me, which is a big song for me. It's an important song in Aladdin. His Friend Like Me is amazing. Like it's in his take, his style, his brand of music, his brand of comedy. It's not the flaccid. Like when we watched it, like I remember during One Trade's pre-show where we watched the trailer.
Yeah.
Or one of the musical numbers, and it felt really flat.
The Prince Ali
Right?
songs.
The Prince
Was the one
Ali
we
felt
talked
really
about.
flat.
Yeah.
But like, it's not that. That was not an accurate depiction of his performance. So yeah, it's really good. Like it's really good. Like as my number, like my number one Disney movie, I'm happy to report that it's good. They nailed the vibe. They put in a lot of stuff that I'm really all for. Like they changed the ending so it's a more like empowering ending for Jasmine. Like she becomes the Sultan in the end instead of like her marrying someone to be the Sultan. She just becomes straight up the Sultan.
Does that mean the dad dies?
No. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. Aladdin, super good. What else have I been doing? Y'all, wrestling is weird now.
Yeah, dude.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You know how wrestling is based off of reading the crowd and interacting with the crowd?
Yeah.
There's no more crowd.
But they're still going.
There's no more crowd. Like, they're just performing to a bunch of empty chairs in the performance center.
Are the wrestlers also practicing social distance?
There is a match that the wrestlers practice social distance.
Do they?
Yeah, I saw that.
How do they perform the wrestling moves on each other?
They don't touch. They
What?
They mimic.
The hitboxes are very far.
The hitboxes are very far. That's an accurate depiction of what
Like a very bad
social
buggy
distancing match.
SmackDown game.
Also, dude, your boy Samson, your boy Roman Reigns, he pulled out of WrestleMania.
He's not my boy. My boy's
not
Goldberg.
Okay, he's not facing your boy then.
Oh no!
My boy Roman Reigns isn't facing your boy Goldberg.
Aw. Now we
He
won't
pulled
know
out
who's the top boy.
Yeah, we will never know who the top boy is.
So,
Like-
Raffy, on the topic
yeah.
of weird wrestling, where it's still going despite everything that's happening, can
Yeah,
you
yeah,
confirm if that Matt Hardy intro was true?
Yeah.
Where he starts teleporting in the audience?
Yeah, because they can do that shit now. Because like, there's no audience, they play around with the crowds. Like they play around with the shots because there's no live audience to watch their screw ups and all their shit.
Right.
They really put that in. There's also this one bit in the first.
I feel like I need to explain what I brought up. So like, imagine the shot of the camera looking at the audience chairs, and then Matt Hardy like doing his arms spread out wide in a pose, just teleporting to different spots on those seats, like Mario in the old like Super Mario show end credits.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the camera cuts are so bad, but
Yeah.
like the commentators are like, how is he doing that? How is he moving around?
Oh my god, that's good.
It's good. It's like a new, weird, exciting age of wrestling.
No holds barred.
Without live audience. Like there's also during one of the first like non-audience matches, it was a tag team. It's a women's tag team match, and then during the commercial break they cut, right?
Yeah.
And since there's no live audience, there's no reason to continue the wrestling
Okay.
if no one's watching. So, but the main problem is the live feed that was on the WWE network returned
It's
to
still
the
going.
show early,
Oh no.
And they weren't doing anything.
and they weren't doing anything. They were
Sitting
they were
around.
setting, yeah, they were like chilling, they were talking about some stuff, and they were laughing about, and then it's totally that scene from Semi Pro
Yeah.
where they're just, but instead of like lounging, like instead of fighting during the commercial break, they're actually lounging about in the
So they're all
commercial
buddy
break.
buddy during the break,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
once
yeah.
the cameras go on, full on warfare again.
Somebody hit somebody.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part is Triple H messing with Michael Cole.
Dude,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, yeah, he
That was
went
good. That
ham.
was gold.
He fucking destroyed Michael Cole.
Yeah.
He was doing all of Michael Cole's like Michael Coleisms, like
Yeah.
calling the pots vintage. He was like, he was like, oh, that was vintage Alexa Bliss, vintage off of a normal movie. It's
My
super
favorite
funny.
one is him handling the camera work.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're short
And it's
staffed,
just zoomed
Cole.
in.
For short of staff.
Yeah, and it's just zoomed in on Michael Cole's forehead.
Yeah. It's like classic. I mean, vintage Triple H, like vintage DX Triple H
Vintage
coming
Paul Levesque.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I'm getting a kick out of
Mm-hmm.
when their entrance music hits. It's so weird. It's so empty.
You can
Like,
hear the
this-
echo in the audio. It's
Yeah,
bizarre.
and since it's the performance center, it's a smaller like area,
Yeah,
and they keep the lights on in the chairs, also like amplifying the emptiness of everything. It's just
And
it's really bizarre.
I really wish that they do something goofy on the audience part where they
Yeah.
just set up like
you know,
cut,
pick cardboard cutouts of people.
yeah, cardboard cutouts of people, just like in that PS5 presentation. That'll be sick,
Right,
though.
that did happen too. Oh my
Oh,
god.
dude,
man.
fucking Mark Cerny, dude. Like
Yeah.
free, like that thing was so.
Because it wasn't
I
meant
mean-
for us.
Yeah,
wasn't
it's for
meant
the
for us.
GDC folk. So it's
That was an internal meeting
Right.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
they decided to stream for live. But like since my female wife, she works in software, right?
Mhm.
So big, massive nerds, right?
Yeah.
On their group
mean,
chat,
okay.
and
Sure.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, I get the news
Podcasted
from my
again.
wife. Yeah, I get the news from my wife the day after the Cerny PS4 thing, PS5 thing, that all the devs in their chat were like losing it, like going
From the
wild.
stats, from seeing the stats.
From the stats, from the
No
presentation.
shit.
They were like, their chat was filled with like, why isn't this how they always present stuff? This is the best.
Okay, it's for them.
It's,
It's
for
for
them.
them.
It's
I'm
for
happy to hear that they hit their target market.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody got
Yeah,
excited.
Nice.
They
That's
were
good.
like hella losing
Big
it.
marks.
Not a single ounce of gameplay, but like processors, yeah, ray tracing. Oh my god.
SSD customized.
800 gigs of SSD
Yeah,
Yeah, that
he
was
explained
big, though.
SSD to us.
for like 20 minutes.
God, anyway. Okay. Games. I've been playing Tekken. That's the
Dude,
thing.
I had
I've
no
been doing.
idea Trine was a Trine 4.
Yeah,
Dude,
I had
there's
no
a- there's
idea
a tr-
either.
Yeah. There is a Trine 4. It gets good. But we're still playing through Trine 1. So it's like super janky, and like the
Like old
storytelling
jank?
is just super old jank. Like much of the storytelling is in the loading screen, like the narrator telling the story through the
before
loading screen,
missions. Right.
and it's like there's nothing to watch, there's nothing to engage with. You just hear this British dude like narrating what's gonna happen. It's like
Right.
it gets a little boring, but like the gameplay is super, like always and forever. The gameplay of China I really love. Like I like how you can get creative with the puzzles, just like
Yeah, yeah.
actually using the
You can
physics.
cheat the puzzles.
You can actually really cheat the puzzle. Like with the wizard,
Yeah, with the
like,
wizard.
he can
Yeah.
just manipulate stuff. Also, another proud moment was like, so my wife isn't super great at platforming, or she wasn't. But just suddenly, when we were playing Trine, she was like hitting all the. I was so filled with pride, you guys.
Nice.
I'm like, it's probably like watching our future baby learn to walk. It's like, I was that proud.
Now, child,
that
jump
proud.
on this platform.
Okay.
I had to like run over and hug her because she was hitting all these amazing jumps on the first try. Like, where is this coming from? Wow. It's like, yeah, that's a big thing. Okay, yes, Tekken. I've been doing the Tekken, the training, and I must say I picked up another character, Katarina, and it's just good to play Tekken with kicks. Like,
as opposed to Steve, who had none.
I was.
You've been pushing for Steve for quite a long time, so like, unlocking your limiters, that was kicks.
There's two whole
been a
buttons
big
in this
deal.
game. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
You can use your feet in fighting.
But how do you dodge? And
What are these rules?
I honestly, I was so like studying the move list for Katarina was like, I was so filled with choice paralysis. But how do you know when to punch, and when to kick? Like, how do you choose?
Dude,
Too many
much.
options.
just think of it this way. A
Yeah.
kick is basically just a punch with your foot. It's the same.
Yep,
God, Emile.
he's not wrong.
A kick.
Yeah.
A kick is just a punch.
A foot punch.
It's a foot punch. It's a foot punch. A kick
That's
is a foot
true.
punch.
Then you have so many punches, though.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah, dude,
four
you got
punches.
four.
Oh my
Four whole
god.
punches.
It's just mind blowing to me. Like, you had this all along. You were keeping this from me.
No, yeah, Steve.
Tekken,
Yeah.
Tekken is my Steve game. Like,
Yeah, like learning Steve as your first character is kind of weird, actually. If you think about it.
Actually, yeah.
Super technical character with no kicks.
yeah. He has like 3.
Yeah, he has
He's got a
3 kicks.
stomp, right?
The hop
Dirty
kick,
knocks.
the stomp, and
The wake up kicks. Do
The
those
wake up
count?
kick. I guess. Hey, you gotta take what you get with Steve in the kicks.
The man refuses to use his feet.
It's just so liberating, man. All these options.
Two whole
I-
buttons.
Super mind blowing. I think that's most of it. I got into trivia, dude, on Facebook.
Yeah, you went nuts on
I'm
that.
getting, dude. I'm fucking getting the cabin fever. I'm trying out all these games, doing words with friends. We're doing
Oh wow,
trivia,
classic.
dude. Yeah, and we're doing trivia. The quiz
I'm getting
planet,
my ass kicked in Quiz Planet.
dude.
I don't
it's so
know
good,
enough
isn't it?
about the world.
And like I just get obsessed. I just get obsessed with the rockets. Every time I'm like, I post a challenge on Facebook, and I'm like, "Give me your rockets!" And I'm like, give them to me, because every time you win, you take the other person's rockets.
Oh, you actually take them. Oh,
Yeah, you take 10 actually. Sorry,
stuff is on the
You-
line.
Yeah, stuff is.
How
on the
do I
line.
go
So
to
I'm like,
space now?
Oh yeah, that
you
is
need
true.
like 10,000 rockets. Yeah, get on it. Also, everyone listening, if you see my invite out there, click on it. So give me your rockets.
Click
No,
on it
yeah,
to get
actually-
destroyed.
Yeah. Give it to
I
me.
have been seeing it.
Yeah, I
clicked
think you.
it once, and
Yes.
then I gave up.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think yes. Thank you, Emile, for clicking. Actually,
Yes,
But try playing it, and
Okay,
yeah,
I will give it a fair shot.
yeah. You gave me your rockets. I saw you gave me like 300 rockets.
Yep, I
Wow.
gave it. I gave it.
Hashtag GMR.
He just let the timer run out.
Yeah.
I think I answered like 1 or 2 things. Then I let.
There's only 3 questions per.
Really? There's only 3 questions. What? Okay. I thought I was
Oh,
in for like a
no.
gauntlet of like 20 questions, so I answered like 1 or 2, and then I gave up.
And you get like a 30-second timer per question, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
doing
yeah.
something. Oh no.
So you so you can't Google it. Yeah. Give me your rockets. All right.
No.
And finally, it's time for this week's. Oh, fix it like a mo- Oh, we're back in
I
the big way,
forgot.
boys.
I forgot.
Yeah.
You warned us
We're
about
back in-
this.
Yes, I got something. It's not gonna be from Love Is Blind. I'm feeling this other one. It's from a movie called Spy, which stars just Jenna McCarthy.
Oh yeah, with Jason Statham.
With Jason Statham. Jason Statham is amazing, and
Dude,
he
can do comedy.
Yeah,
After I
he can
watch
do
that,
comedy.
he can do comedy.
He plays like a super serious spy that's like super hard broiled. Like he's the stereotypical spy that goes, no, you're not cut out for the field. You're this and that. Like you'll ruin this whole mission. All of this.
You gotta do the Jason Statham accent.
Okay. Here, I'll do that. How's it go? You really think you're ready for the field? Yeah, there it is.
Cockney accent.
Cockney accent. Okay, so this is from Jason Statham's character, Ford from Spy. He's kind of like intimidating Jenna McCarthy, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, "You really think you're ready for the field? I once used defibrillators on myself."
I remember this dialogue somehow.
Yeah. I've pulled shards out of my fucking eye. I've jumped from a high-rise building using only a trench coat as a parachute and broke both legs upon landing. And I still had to pretend I was in the fucking Circus Solation.
I swear I've heard this before. I
I've
might
swallowed.
have seen this.
I've swallowed enough microchips and shit them back out again to make a computer.
Yeah.
This arm has been ripped off and reattached with this fucking arm. I don't know if that's possible. I mean, medically.
I swear I've heard this before. I must have
Yeah,
seen it and just forgot.
Like
During the threat of an assassination attempt, I appeared convincingly in front of Congress as Barack Obama.
Okay. I thought Raffy was done, but he was still going.
No, he's doing it. He's still doing it. That's one long scene of just Jason Statham trying to one up Jenny McCarthy or something.
I watched the woman I love get tossed from a plane and hit by another plane in midair. I drove a car on a freeway on top of a train while I was on fire. Not the car, I was on fire.
Well, that's
it.
great.
Okay, end scene.
The funny thing is
Yeah.
that Jason Statham's incompetent in that movie.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Okay, I mean,
It's
it's fine.
So he's playing the same character, but in a comedy sense.
Yes.
It is not that perfect.
And the payoff is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
Go watch Spy. It's fun. It's fun. It's easy. Yeah. Go watch it.
All right.
Nice.
So, Emile?
That's me.
Are you gonna take off?
Is it me? Is it me or is it Migoy?
All right. How about Migoy then?
All right.
Save you for last.
We're saving the big E for last. Sick.
Yeah.
All right,
I have a
so-
lot to say.
Yeah, because you've been quiet for most of the week, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what's been going on. All right, so
I mean, we know.
media consumption. I finished up Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, VR Ains,
VR brains.
VR Brains. Yep, the Mega Man Battle Network of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So it had an issue where the studio was being rushed to finish the show.
Mm-hmm.
So the final arc was like condensed into like 20 something episodes instead of the usual 50.
So like Xenogears Disc 2.
Yeah, kinda, and you can feel it
Yeah.
because it goes through I think 2 major arcs. Because like the usual length is 150 episodes, right? That's 3 years worth. So each year is its own arc. So the first 2 arc, they beat a big baddie in the second arc, and you kind of think like what's gonna be like after this, and then they do like an epilogue arc, which you don't really see in most anime, like shonen animes, where like one of the good guys turns, and then it's a face off between like 2 of the main heroes at the end. But given the context of the events that took place, it's not an evil intent of why he's doing this, and like it's not something I'd normally see in mga turn your brain off, watch this hero show, feel good about yourself, watch the heroes beat the bad guys. So like the ending was, despite it being crunched up, I did really like the final arc. So I'd say that's one of the good Yu-Gi-Oh shows. The combos that they do are pretty insane. Like they're most likely normal plays, but they do combos that the decks are supposed to do.
So it's doable in real life?
It's actually doable, yeah. The combos I've seen. As far as I understand. I don't know all the cards that they use, but the ones I do know function properly.
Yeah, that's kind of hard in a narrative way. Like how they're gonna set up that play.
Dude, turns take long in this show.
Yeah, like imagine like the writer or the director actually going on and setting up how these cards are gonna play in order.
Yeah.
So
because that's what matters most actually in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the sequencing is very important, because if you mess one up, it might lock you down for your next potential combo.
We're back in season 1, where all the
in the original show where the rules were
happening.
made up as they were going along. Yeah. The half life point value 4,000 instead of 8 also kind of is a big factor. So like getting a single monster above 4,000 in a single turn is like, fuck, how is the other guy gonna turn this around? Yeah. Like an immediate threat shows up on the board, which is kind of like what you experience in the Duel Links mobile game, where it's also 4,000 life. Yeah. So the tension is there. So I kind of appreciate it, how they integrated that into like a current mobile game that's going on too. So
are there episodes where like people are straight up conceding games, or they really do finish their games?
There was, I think, at least one instance where a character concedes, and one other instance where a character doesn't do anything. Like he no, there's conflict between two characters, and one of them gets really mad about something, and like, no, we're gonna settle this now. Let's duel right now. And like, but the thing is, like, we have a villain to kill in the next area. We have to do that. No, you fucking asshole. We're gonna do right now. And like, okay, fine. So he doesn't do anything. He draws a card and just says turn end, and everyone's like, what the fuck? He's not fighting back. And then the other guy gets so buttered, and like, fine, you're right. I can't let my emotions take control. So gonna. He gets super mad that he couldn't stand it. So the moment is really heavy, but it's essentially like that. The character refuses to fight. And I don't know why people have to duel to get things done in this universe.
I mean, that's their way of living, man. That's their farming.
In some aspects, there's context because they're in a virtual computer program world, right? And then they have living AIs that reside in the dual discs.
Is this Gundam build?
No, it's that, but like smarter, I'd say even.
Oh, that's good.
But like, living AI is a thing, and since they're all powerful and they're actually knowledgeable about everything, unlike the ones in Build Divers where like, oh, we're animal people, we just happen to be born in this world.
Yeah.
But these are like supercomputers that have free will, and like how they understand that free will can either go drastically good or drastically bad. And of course, there's a character who takes it to an extreme, like bad world conquering scenario. Like, oh, humans are inefficient. They're useless. They're greedy. They're evil. So I'll just take control of them because I'm the superior being. Ganyan. So they make it so na, I can only be like, everything can get canceled if you defeat me in a duel. So like, they have to play the game in order to overwrite whatever lock that was placed. But certain like disputes are like, no, we got a duel, and like, fine, I'll duel you now, and like, you could just punch each other or something, and that would be a faster like resolution.
Yeah.
When the people duel each other, like, you don't have to do this, guys. You can talk it out.
No.
You can argue, or you can fucking just punch each other.
Maybe that's how they won their like world wars and stuff in that world.
Oh yeah, imagine
like, they just dueled, and like it changed the world forever.
Yeah, and then there's actually a bit in the show where they just show regular tanks, and like,
whoa,
guess that doesn't work.
What are they used for?
Detriments, I guess.
I don't know. Like some of the reasoning behind the like why dueling is the answer for certain disputes is still a mystery, but it gets better fleshed out as the show goes on. And I learned that because in the early season, after every 10 episodes, you get a recap episode, which is like the worst in most shows.
Yeah.
Especially if you're binge watching, that's like the worst thing ever. Especially if the recap has no like additional substance to it. So the reasoning for that was
until you go to the last minute.
Yeah, it's like it's a type you can't skip because there's in between scenes that add to the story, which is the ones I especially don't like. So the reasoning for that was the studio behind Yu-Gi-Oh since the very beginning. This is their last show for Yu-Gi-Oh. Konami is switching studios for the next show, and apparently there was a bunch of like budget and timing issues that were happening during the first season alone. That's why there was a bunch of recap episodes, so that the studio can play catch up. Because apparently they pulled some people to work on the movie, like the movie of the old show, like the Dark Side of Dimensions movie, as the show was being made. So that kind of hit it hard in the production side. So yeah, like in the first 30 episodes, you get like a recap every 8 to 10 episodes. It was the worst.
Oh, jeez.
That was kind of a nightmare. It stopped naman after that, but I found like a YouTube video that explained why. So that was it. That's my only major media consumption. I guess the other one was we finally got Emile to watch Talladega Nights.
Oh yeah,
that happened.
Yeah.
Big achievement.
That's why we didn't record an episode.
We used Netflix Party in order for everyone to watch Talladega Nights.
In order for you to watch Talladega Nights.
Was that the whole reason?
Yeah, we actually got it
much.
started beforehand. And like, guys, we can't do this. This isn't the point. The point is to get Emile specifically to watch it.
No.
So we'll say
So
that.
you're a changed man. Okay.
We'll say that for Emile's side, right? So
Okay.
The big thing that is hit me now is a bunch of mobile games came out,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's also my week.
That's also my week.
Yeah. So
Oh.
before we get to the big one, which most of us are playing, what came out before that was Megaman X Dive on mobile.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the one I haven't gotten on yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So
me too.
I pre-registered for this like I think a month ago. So I got I got one of the characters early, like a week early. So once I do claim her the regular way, it's like a rank up system because once you get duplicate characters, you can stack them up to like increase the rank, etc.
You have a Maverick Hunter rank.
You have a power level instead of you have a like an account level, and you have a actual base power level, which is how missions gauge if you're ready to take this mission or not.
Ooh.
And that's increased by like the damage output of your weapons, the rank of your characters, the actual weapons you're bringing, the abilities that you've upgraded, etc. So instead of gauging like you must be this level to play this stage, this is like you must be power 6,000 or above to play this stage. Like it's not impossible to beat levels while you're at a lower level. It's just that enemies will deal a bunch more damage to you, or they'll just spawn more to take you out easier.
Oh, okay.
So like upgrading your weapons is I think the most important part of this. So surprisingly, because mobile games and the gacha element is like, is this game gonna scum me out, or is there actually a game to this, right? The internal dispute. So apparently, there was a Castlevania game that came out on mobile, and like as a side-scrolling like action platformer, how do you translate that into a mobile game, right?
Yeah.
So the same as with Mega Man X Dive. Apparently, like it's actually an action game. Like you play it like you play Mega Man X. You run to the side, run to the right, jump and shoot. Wall climb, air dash, etc., etc. But to remove the precision that you require in Mega Man X games, there's an auto targeting system that happens for ranged weapons.
Okay.
So like your character will like Axel in Mega Man X7, where if a character is like at a certain angle, your arm will just point to them and shoot.
Yeah.
There's bullet like trajectory travel time, so enemies can still dodge shots if you mistime them or if you misangle your shot. So that kind of matters in like later levels. There is also melee weapons, so not just Zero being the only melee character. You can literally give other characters like different swords. You can give them the lance from Mega Man X8, etc., etc. And how they do that is instead of just having a triple slash, you actually have like 5 slashes on the ground. And it has a pretty wide hitbox. So if enemies are like above you a bit and in front of you, they will most likely get hit by the slash. And when you jump, you just straight up do like this spin slash for a long duration. So like swords are because the guns have ammo and a cooldown time, so you can carry a main and a sub weapon, and there's no like only these can be sub weapons or only these can be main weapons. You can literally carry 2 Mega Busters like as a main or a sub. It doesn't matter. It only determines which is your starting weapon, and the other one locked down to like a button on the side.
Yeah. I think the weirdest thing that I saw in this game is a screenshot of Mega Man of Commander X or Mega Man X holding an assault rifle.
Yes.
With using 2 hands,
yes.
holding an assault rifle.
That exists, Migs. You're not wrong.
It's weird.
What?
Like
It
I
is
thought this
weird.
boy has a Buster arm, but you're seeing him.
You see Mega Man with
an
a
assault
gun,
rifle.
like holding a
Yeah,
gun.
basically Mega Man with a gun, and
That's
it's
really weird.
It's super weird. There's
He's
straight up.
always had a gun, but not this kind.
He's got
Yeah,
a gun
that's
not
arm,
like this.
not a gun
Not like
gun.
this.
I mean, Axel has pistols, right? That's a thing,
yeah, but
No,
we're
that's
talking
true.
about Mega Man, dude.
right?
The
And like,
essence of purity.
it's extra weird
Yeah.
because it's a full-on rifle that he's holding with 2 hands.
Yeah.
Imagine if Shadow had a gun. No, wait, they did that.
Yeah,
Imagine if Shadow had
Imagine
2
if
guns.
Sonic had a gun.
Oh no!
Oh boy,
he's too
That's-
pure. He
that's
can't do
too
that.
much.
They gave him a sword though, so
Imagine if Knuckles have boxing gloves.
that would nerf him, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so the weirdness with the weapons is, if any of you have played Mega Man X Command Mission, that's not actually out of the ballpark, right? You
Yeah.
can give characters different weapons, and it does look weird, but they do exist within the universe. And some of the characters are like not frontliners in the Mega Man universe. You have operators like Aaliyah
the
and Palette
operators.
fighting in the field with a big ass rifle in
In
their
the
hand.
front lines. Holy shit.
The heck?
Yeah, dude, you got Mega Man waifus battling the Mavericks.
Dude.
No.
With
Is
guns.
Iris there?
Iris is not part of the roster
Aw.
because they actually show you, like, you can check out all the character models of all the characters that are currently available, and most of them are battle types except for Aaliyah and Palette.
Oh, the
Actually.
operators.
Yeah, because like you get Massimo from Command Mission. He's the big dude with the axe, the
Yeah,
giant
yeah.
axe. Then you got like the whip lady from X8. Then you got the boss from Command Mission. Like battle Reploids are in there. So Migs, when you thought of like Mega Man carrying a rifle is weird, how about Zero with Mega Man X's blue Buster arm?
I mean,
Ew.
Zero has a Buster arm before, and
Right, but it's
One
red and
and three.
white. It matches
Yeah.
his silhouette. Give him
that
X's
is
blue Buster arm because you
Ew,
can do
yeah.
that,
Weird.
and it looks
Ew.
super weird.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't
But,
like it either.
but if that's your strongest weapon, you gotta sometimes, you know. It looks super
Modern
jank.
solution. Modern problems require modern solutions.
There's no way to reskin the weapons, which is kind of weird.
To fight monsters, we built monsters.
Also, actually, what I don't like is when you get characters, aside from X and Zero, you don't get the base weapons of the other characters.
Oh, that's
So Zero comes with his base beam saber, which is cool. X comes with his default X Buster arm, that's fine. Then the game does reward you with like generic weapons as you play. But like when you once you unlock Axel, because you can unlock Axel via the gacha roll or through story progression, he does not come with his dual pistols.
So what did he use?
Okay.
You have to give him a weapon, and it looks super weird too.
Does he have a shank? Or whatever.
You can give him like a spear or a sword or another
That's
gun
not
or a
my
Gundam
Axel.
bazooka. The fucking bazookas look straight out of RX-78's like weapon
Oh shit.
arsenal.
Okay.
But he doesn't come with not even one of his dual pistols, which is super weird.
Are these MSG versions of Mega Man X weapons?
Kinda, yeah, they're super generic.
Yeah.
But I did hit the point where you kind of have to actually play this game like a Mega Man game, where you have to actively jump
interesting.
and dodge enemies, like wall climb. You got to be smart about your positioning, because like outside of that, usually just stay furthest away from the enemy and then just mash the shoot button, right? That'll take out most anything on screen. Come I think scenario 3 or like stage 3 and then a bunch of mini stages in between. You fight the boss of I think the third Sigma boss from X1, which is the Aztec face in the background.
Yeah.
And then the weak points are different jewel eyes that come out.
Yeah.
So one of which is I think the mouthpiece will spawn walls on both sides of the screen, which will go to the center, and then spikes
crush
will
you.
appear on the bottom.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't crush you. It makes like a tight cylinder, and then spikes will appear on the bottom as that orb is bouncing around trying to hit you.
Oof.
So once I got that, then like I'm just not dealing enough damage to break it. I actually have to like
you gotta
wall
jump.
climb and dodge around and not touch either him or the spikes.
Yeah.
So like I can't do this the lazy way anymore. I actually have to get up and start playing Mega Man with
Mega
touch
Man.
controls. And then you actually
Controls, huh?
yeah it like everyone has a generic double jump and an air dash. So actually controlling characters doesn't matter because they're all the same. They're functionally the same.
Yeah.
I don't actually see the point of ranking up a character because I don't feel the power difference. So I don't know about that part. But there's also a PvP mode in this where you can do either 1v1 PvP or 3v3. And boy, that is Mega Man. Like,
Oh,
dude,
okay.
me and Zero were like dashing around, actively dodging each other's shots, and I couldn't let up. I lost because he was like a few levels above me and actually dealt more damage. But like I got him scared, man.
Oh shit.
I
It's
got him
what
scared.
matters.
Like he got the first cheap shot
Interesting.
because I had no idea he was that strong, so I had to play smart and was able to bring him down to like we were down to 1 life. He was up by half health. He was able to take me out. But man, like the way it looked was pretty insane. Like it's layered like a Smash stage with multiple levels that you can jump down through.
Yeah, I can.
So
imagine.
actually aiming and like angling your shots and timing when to shoot them so that he has a small chance of dodging it is really important. Like he was trying to shoot me from the bottom and I would just like, left right zigzag so that the angle of the shots would be easy enough to dodge. Then I'd get him by lining up like a near horizontal shot that he couldn't avoid. And then I just avoid him when he switches to a sword, but levels do matter and that's I guess the gacha part of it, where you can't like limit yourself to another character to match, unless there's a mode for that. I don't know. But yeah, Mega Man X Dive is the other, the previous gacha game I was trying out before this big one, which we all dived into, which came out literally a day after Mega Man Dive came out.
Yeah.
So boys, we're gonna talk about Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, War of the Visions.
Oh,
What a
we're in my
mouthful of a
house
title.
now. We're in my house.
This is your game, Emile.
Oh my goodness. So I think this isn't relegated just to me. So let's talk about this, guys. This is the one.
Yeah,
the big
yeah,
one.
it's
Open it
a
up.
big one.
Open it up.
So we were all excited about this ever since last year when they announced it on ESGS.
Yeah.
I think,
Yes.
when they presented it.
Even before ESGS, because like the news about this was already coming out.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
that during ESGS, the actual developers came out, and then they were there to promote Brave Exvius.
Just
But,
the regular one.
We gotta sneak in some War of the Visions questions, and
couldn't
they couldn't withhold their excitement, so some stuff got talked about. So for people who don't know, this is essentially the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, but in Final Fantasy Tactics style, right? As opposed to like the more classic FF combat that the other one had. With a completely new story, some new characters, and then some characters are from Brave Exvius, right? Just doing
I have
crossover
no
stuff.
idea. Emile has an idea.
Okay, so War of the Visions is actually a completely new story. As far as I know, the characters from the old game, like Rain, Mediana, Ayaka, everyone like that, they're already dead or something. Like,
Whoa.
this might
So
be far in the
sequel?
future or something. I haven't done enough research, but it's a completely different story, completely different kingdom.
Huh.
But how do these characters show up in this game? Portals, man, portals.
Yes, yeah, basically. so you start off as Mont, like the crown prince of this lion kingdom.
For weak
Leonis, Mont
boy.
Leonis.
Yes,
The-
Leonis, and
The most milk toast anime protagonist
dude.
in the market.
dude,
I have no idea what he's thinking about.
no,
He's thinking
you
of
know,
nothing, literally
Yeah.
nothing.
No, literally, he kind of reminds me of like pre-time skip Ramza.
Yeah, Ramza,
honestly,
yeah.
pre-time skip Ramza was
no,
like a
dude.
huge
I'm gonna
naive
defend
man.
yeah. Ramza is naive, but he's
Yeah,
a lot
he's
smarter
super
than
naive.
Mont.
Oh,
Mont's
way
kind of
smarter,
he's
way
Mont is
smarter.
a big idiot.
Big idiot, dude.
Yeah.
Like sometimes he'll see an armored enemy and throw stone. What a big idiot.
Both in
Yeah.
AI and in story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you start out as this crown prince man, and one of the heirlooms his family has is this ring that has the power to call upon visions of heroes of the past. So that is
The gacha
entire that is the entire mechanic as to why any Final Fantasy character can show up here.
Portals, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I'm good.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I buy
Yeah.
that. I buy that. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
It doesn't need to be too complicated.
Actually,
Yeah.
they don't allude to it as much. They
Yeah.
literally just say, "Oh, you have the power to summon visions of other heroes," and like, "Yep, there it is."
Dude,
There they are.
they literally mention it once in the tutorial, then
Yeah,
never bring
the
it up
very
again.
first one too.
I mean, I'm okay with
The
it.
world
Like,
one.
Yeah,
this is a
it's
mechanic.
fine.
This is a weapon,
Uh-huh.
and it does explain the gacha mechanic, and but yeah.
also, they
aside
say
from
that like the visions disappear after combat,
yeah,
so them having any story
Ah.
relevance is immediately gone too.
they're just weapons.
They're just tools for combat. That's it.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
and
It's actually super similar to what there was in the original Brave Exvius, but
Yeah.
they elaborated way more on why visions exist, like the story, the crystals, everything like that. The entire story revolves around the summoning of these visions and shit. But it seems like enough time has passed that no one cares anymore. Like in universe, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking enough time has passed that it's become commonplace that you can just have a ring and do this.
yeah.
Or I think they still allude to how like special he is for having that power, but they're like, "Yeah, I learned that at school. That's fine."
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know about
it's
that.
normal.
Yeah, people do that.
Yeah, the story so far, like from what I've been playing, it's pretty good actually. I've been engaged
Yeah,
with it.
actually, like
And-
I want to talk about the story a bit. No,
Yeah, go.
Um,
Go.
like not super
Shit.
deep into it, but like it starts off, pretty generic. Where like, oh, kingdoms are at war, right? We're following I guess the goodest of boys,
The
lion
Leonis.
people, yeah. And at the very least, you're following Mon.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically,
Pretty much.
basically Gryffindor.
So you're
Yeah.
obviously following Mont and his antics, and it seems as though you're also as ill-informed as he is, which is kind of funny. Like I get that as a player, but then as the character in the world, like who literally knows nothing, like man, Mont is a fucking idiot. So it's actually
Yeah.
cool how you tend to not experience things unless Mont is there for the most part,
Right.
which kind of plays into it, like the information travel. So I've hit the point where you're getting, because big scenario is princess from another kingdom is crossing through, right? And then they're attacked by bandits, and you and your merry band happen to be there to rescue her, right?
Uh-huh.
Then you find out like, oh, she was actually on her way to the other kingdom that we are at war at because they are to
Yeah.
be wed. And like that means that your faction will join theirs and we will become enemies.
Yeah.
And then the princess is like, yeah, that we're forced to do that, but that other kingdom guy is kind of a dick. And like you have the hots for me, right, Mont? You're a pretty anime boy. You want
Yeah.
me, right? And Mont is like, yeah, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna admit
Sure.
it. Like,
Sure,
So
why
just-
not?
This is just Jessica all over.
No,
No,
like
no,
the
no.
princess is
It's
mega
just-
thirsty, and then
Mhm.
Mont is just kind of like a teenager
Dude.
about it.
What's her name again?
Marjorie,
Yeah, Marjorie. I just call her the thirsty princess.
she's
but
super
The
thirsty.
thirsty
dude.
princess.
She's my favorite character in the
She's also
story,
really
though.
good, actually,
She's
as a
super
character.
sassy, and I really like how she can like super fight for herself.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
thing.
she's hella
Like,
competent.
there's
Dude.
this one scene where they were just working together, and then suddenly she just asked Mont, "Do you like me?
Do you desire
Do
me,
you
Mont?
want me?
Do you desire me?"
I do not
Yeah,
have
yeah.
interest
Weird.
in weak men.
And yeah, then parang I don't know, parang what happens was like, it's fine. I'll make you an exception. So parang she
No,
still
no,
wants him
because
Something
like
that.
yeah, that's the early bit, and it kind of looks anime silly. But like the more you play into the story, you get to see like her motivation as to why. And
Yeah.
it's the thing where when you actually see the guy she's supposed to wed, he's a huge dickwad who just wants to do war.
Yeah,
She's like
and-
a Barnett.
like, the princess was
Raffy.
kind of
He's
forced-
the Barnett.
What an asshole.
What
Yeah.
an asshole.
Yeah.
So I hit the part where
Fucking
what's the name
Barnett.
of Marjorie's bodyguard?
Schutzelt.
Shit
she'll-
Zelt.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah, yeah.
Zelt.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shit Zelt. So he
Schnitzel.
I think you get to see like because Final Fantasy Tactics, the original one, the story goes heavily into like war and its consequences,
Yeah,
specifically
absolutely.
to people who aren't particularly involved in the war.
Mhm.
You get to see the hardships of both sides, so you kind of like understand like, oh, this isn't great for you, but we have to win this still.
Mhm.
So you start seeing that for in Shit Cell's part where, like, oh, his beloved is dead.
Yeah, dude.
It gets
Absolutely.
reported out of
Stop it.
nowhere, like, oh, dude, your wife, yeah, she's mega dead, and like, who the fuck did this? I can't say.
Yeah.
And he goes on a warpath about it, and like, damn, you didn't get any like scenes before this. You didn't get any hint of this happening, which
It
is kind
just
of like,
happened.
yeah, like that's the shocking part. And
Yeah.
if
it's
you're
just
in
like,
a war, that's also like heavy on you because you're doing your part, and like on my side everything seems hunky dory. When you hear about his story and like, fuck, I don't know what to say. I don't
dude,
know
your
what.
wife
How do we fix this for everyone? And like, I
and
don't
like
think
even the
there is a
messengers
way.
like, yo, so you
It's
know how
super
you
tense,
guys are like hanging out with Leonis. It kind of got back to our kingdom, and like somebody killed your wife over it.
Somebody's
Oh,
mega
sorry.
framing you for this.
Yeah.
Christ.
It's not great for anyone.
Uh-huh.
And like, oh
So
well,
yeah, the story so
Yeah.
far is good.
I'm
Mhm.
really
It
liking
is.
it.
And like the nice part about it, I don't think anyone's mentioned it so far, is that the story is fully voice acted.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's a
Yes.
lot.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's English dubbing. There's also Japanese. So you want to weave it
And
out.
you can choose. You can
That's
choose.
great.
You can choose.
You know what? There's something that kind of irked me, maybe because it's just my preference when it comes to the English dubbing, is that I was expecting it, like really expecting it, to be British.
Ye old
In
English.
British
Oh
accents.
yeah.
Well, you
Because
go
I-
into the Pripyat.
No, because I came into Final Fantasy 14, and
Yeah.
for me,
yeah.
it's like Final Fantasy is British,
Mm-hmm.
basically it.
Yeah. But
And
Migs,
to hear
instead,
something,
what you got was evilise British.
Yes.
yeah,
you got
evilly
Evilise.
British.
You get
Yeah.
American accents with ye old English dialogue.
You know
Which
the
is
funniest
weird.
part. The funniest part for me though, because you know that barbarian king guy Muraga, right?
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
like his dialogue is written in a way that he's supposed to be speaking like a barbarian, like the words are spelled wrong.
Yeah.
But his voice actor seems to have refused to say those words in that manner. So it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? The voice acting, he's saying the words properly, but when I read them in the dialogue, they're spelled wrong. It's like, what's going on here?
I refuse, sir.
So
I
like,
refuse to speak shitty English.
This
supposed to
is
be,
Shakespeare.
he's
This
supposed
is
to
an
be like this
abomination of the
war-hungry meathead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But then he
I
has
see
like
him.
he has the voice of like a well-informed scholar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just super
basically
bizarre.
that.
Wow. Look
Yeah.
at this eloquent like monster.
Also, actually,
Look at this eloquent
Marshall's
barbarian.
voice acting throws me off because she's
Oh,
supposed to be
really?
like anime tsundere princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
she is.
she's really stern about everything she says.
She's
Yeah.
kind of just an asshole in her English dub.
She's a thirsty
It is true.
asshole.
Thirsty asshole.
Dude.
Very.
Do you get to choose your kingdom?
No,
No,
that was
you-
surprising.
No, you.
Yeah.
What?
You will
I
be
thought you could choose.
There's a
No,
fixed
no,
story.
no. Yes, there is a fixed
Oh,
story. It
that's
is
too
Leonis all the way, baby.
Really?
It's like Ramza.
I
Except
wanted
that,
to be the Finn.
yeah, I
Sorry.
actually thought it was gonna be.
You want
Dude,
to be
there's
Slytherin?
Orochimaru Kingdom.
No, yeah.
There's
I,
a
want,
snake.
I wanted to
kingdom.
be Slytherin. Cobra, la 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 la.
Dude, they got some cool units too, dude.
Isn't
Yeah.
that where? Wait, Fennes is the
Yeah.
country of the big barbarian.
Big
Yeah,
barbarian.
yeah,
man.
yeah. The barbarian man. The king of the savages.
Oh, can I confirm this with you guys? Do you get
Mm.
unique cutscenes based on the characters you've unlocked?
I have
Uh,
no idea.
No. Those are actually fixed.
Oh.
The cutscenes you got with the minor characters, I got those too. I think they're fixed, and it's
Okay.
actually super common in a lot of gacha games for some of the characters, even if you haven't unlocked them, to have scenes.
Yeah.
And then later on, like when you roll for them, you can play them.
That's still weird because you get no prior introduction to any of these characters.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
Kind of
shows
just
up.
there.
Yeah.
yeah. I think they're just part of the war effort. Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I've got scenes or moments where, like, wait a minute, who is this guy? Like, so suddenly becoming a central part of this mission, and you
Yeah.
have no idea who it is. And then on the other battle, oh, there's Mont and company doing something else, but you have no idea that they're doing this before. So it's kind of
Yes.
disjointed on some of the
A
missions.
little bit, yeah. If you're unaware that these characters exist, it kind of throws you off. Like I get it for the rarer characters because they're a bit more like key and unique. Like
Yeah.
your captain of your army, the barbarian booby lady,
Lilith.
Lilith.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't get her until like yesterday. So
Oh,
her
yeah.
showing up in cutscenes, like, yeah, she seems important. I understand. And then I get this cutscene for this common archer and common knight that
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
already unlocked. But like, why do they have a cutscene?
Yeah.
Then I asked you guys, like, do you even have these characters? And you're like, no, I've never
I only
seen
have
them
the fat
before.
dude. Yeah.
So that's a bit weird. But yeah, like,
No,
it's,
yeah.
it's good. I'm really liking it.
Like I think those are just like the characteristics of a gacha game. Like it's part of the hooks that they set into you. They introduce these characters in the story so that you have a desire to roll for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they suck, though. They're,
It is true.
Yeah, they suck.
I
kinda
mean,
suck.
there are some designs actually good.
not
Dude,
not
like-
design. Their base stats are garbage.
Yeah, I mean, the character designs in general.
Dude, the character designs, like the regular rare dragoon lady is sick.
Oh yeah, they're all
Yeah.
unique.
The Rathalos lady.
Yeah, the
Rathalos
Rathalos girl.
who is currently my cover girl on my
Oh,
game.
dude, she's sick. She's sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like the old Final Fantasy tactics where you get a generic character, then they can be whatever job you want. Specific characters have specific jobs, and they don't get like duplicates of each other. Like you might get, oh, this guy's an archer, this one's also an archer, but usually they have different sub jobs.
Yeah.
So that means they
and
get
they
different
also have
abilities.
unique skills. Or
Yeah, they have unique skills, and I think some of their equipment is also not interchangeable.
Yeah.
So like not all lance people can use other lances. Some are specific to dragoons, some are specific to lancers, etc., etc.
yeah.
Yep.
There's a bunch of that. That's
Exactly.
cool.
Actually, there is a lot of customization in this gacha game. As in,
Yeah.
like
Like
there
the
is.
job system and the
Yeah.
the sphere grid. That's taking up most of my time.
Dude,
actually.
there is a lot of things to min max in this game, and
Jesus,
it's probably one of the heavier gacha games as far as what I'm looking at so
Okay,
far.
so it's not just
that's
me.
good news. Yeah.
It's
No,
not
no,
just
no.
me going on information overload because I thought like,
No.
man, I just suck at gacha games. What am
No,
I doing?
no, absolutely. other gacha games tend to be very simple. You just level up the character, you're done.
Yeah.
But this gacha game, not only do you have to level up the character, you also have to level up their job level, and you also
Interesting.
have to awaken them, and you also have to limit break them. But besides that, you also have these basically craft essences from FGO, which are the spirit cards thing.
Yeah,
And
there's
you
that.
also have to awaken those, you have to limit break those, you have to level those. And then besides that, there's also espers, which
Mhm.
you
summon.
also
The
have
summon
to
mechanic,
break.
like
You
summon
also have
monsters.
to awaken. You also have to level up. They have their own sphere grid that affects the character that is equipping them
Equipped with them,
currently.
yeah. Which also has a
Then-
party bonus.
And then there's also fucking the equipment. Each piece of equipment is levelable, and you can also awaken them, and it's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
dude,
There's
like-
there's so many things to level.
I upgraded a generic like broadsword, and like going to level 2, it asks, "What seals do you want to put on this sword? Like, what abilities do you want? Like, what the fuck are seals? I don't have any
Yeah,
of
exactly.
those."
Exactly. Now, usually, here's a little advice for anyone new to gacha games. Usually, what you want to do is go through the story as soon as you can, as in finish everything, because usually that'll unlock everything that you can possibly do in the gacha game. So when you've completed the main story, that's usually when the gacha game begins. That is the end game. That is when you start grinding to make number go up.
Right.
And usually, for any gacha game out there, the life cycle is usually finish the story, grind out the characters you like in preparation for limited time events, which will appear, which will,
I see.
which usually are really hard quests or really hard story quests that are limited time only. And you just have to be prepared to have a party that can take on the boss that they're going to release for that limited time event. And then while doing that, the team will probably release new story chapters that will introduce new mechanics and shit like that. Rinse and repeat.
So the funny thing is, this game just came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a big event that's currently happening.
Yeah, there's already an event, which is, for me, super crazy because, usually when a gacha game launches, it's like, oh, here, start leveling up your character.
Yeah.
But no, this one is like,
Immediately.
Immediately, Final Fantasy 14 collaboration event.
Yeah.
If you want to farm this, you
Wow.
better be level 60. And it's like, what? What do you mean?
I can't even get to 20. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell, man? It's kind of
Well,
crazy.
at least they kind of made it easy by having Ishtola available already,
For free,
Once
yeah.
you-
They,
Yeah,
they give you
immediately.
for free.
and you only
So-
get to farm Thancred.
Yeah,
for
so
this one.
speaking of, there's a Final Fantasy 14 collaboration. How did you boys find that?
I didn't
love it.
know the importance of it until a few days ago.
Oh, yeah. I fucking love it, man.
I love it, man.
Don't worry too hard. Some people are telling you guys that it's going to be hard from shards and shit like that. But eventually, they're going to be releasing... this is in the Japan server. They're going to be releasing a way for you to farm shards for the characters.
Okay,
Eventually.
out of the event.
Out of the event, yes. So
That's good.
don't worry about it. Your units will never go stale. Eventually, you can grind for them. Yeah.
And I
mean,
assume that
I'm
they're gonna
fine now.
replay these events like during downtime of other events.
Usually gacha games will have usually once or twice a year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's good. I mean, Tegad already unlocked all of the available characters for
Daddy
that
Thancred.
event.
Yeah,
Dude.
dude, I got Gunblade, man. His
I
base
was
stats
kinda
are pretty
worried.
strong.
I was actually worried on how to acquire it because I've been getting summon medals, and I thought, wait a minute, this is easier because it's 300 medals that we need to get Thancred.
No.
I've been
For-
wasting all of the
For 2,000 lapis.
yeah.
I-
I've been wasting a lot of shit.
There's
No,
so
it's
many
not lapis anymore.
subcredits here.
It's Visiore.
Yeah, Visiore.
Visior, yeah.
And when I learned from Emile and our good friend Sid,
Oh, God, thank you
just
for
have
that.
to go farm tombstones.
Yes, that's how you farm it.
That's basically what we did.
Real easy, real
Farm
easy.
tombstones.
What do you call it? How did you guys find the the Shadowbringers quests because when you do the Shadowbringers quests, it does the Shadowbringers music.
Yeah,
which
dude.
is
Shadow
great.
Bangers, dude.
Mhm.
For a game that has one combat song,
Yeah,
that was a big
yeah.
surprise.
Mhm.
Where's this rock music coming from?
Yeah, man.
And when you fight the giant Valkyrie Sin Eater,
Dude,
it even
insatiable.
it plays the boss music. It is like, yo,
Man,
yo,
fuck
this is
that
sick.
boss.
That surprised me because I thought we're just gonna listen to the field battle music for the rest of the event. But then the Sin Eater appeared in
Oh yeah,
insatiable plays, and ooh, Jesus. Okay,
It's like,
this
yo,
thing is gonna get real.
Jeez.
dude.
Then
The
it
first
kicks your
time I
ass the
played that
first
quest,
time.
yeah, exactly. It just does that AOE cleave in front of
Yeah,
everyone.
Dude,
and you're
Wooded
like, yo.
Horse is the worst. It wipes out
Yeah.
like 3
Horseshit.
of your characters.
Yeah. It's the absolute worst. Oh man.
Thank
so,
God for your companion.
Thank God for your Mediana, dude. Oh my God.
dude, I managed to roll like apparently what is the best character currently
She's
in the
super
game.
strong. Oh my God.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the game of War of Divisions, when you set out when you sort it out for battle, you get a chance to
You
to
can
have
hire
one
a companion character.
Yeah, you can hire a companion from one of your friends or from strangers.
Ah.
And
For
Emile
gold,
just
of
sets
course.
this top tier witch as the hireable companion, and
AKA the
everything is-
boob mage.
The boob
everything is
mage.
easier.
Great.
Life is easy.
Dude, she
And-
does so much damage by herself.
She just limit breaks in turn one. What the
Oh, yeah, the
hell
AI
can
is
you-
dumb as
what?
fuck. She will limit break
The
on turn
AI
1.
is dumb as fuck. Yeah, she'll limit break a single enemy.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Sure.
What do you call it? And I was actually pretty happy when I rolled her because Mediana is actually a character from the story of the original Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be the super powerful witch in the story that teaches you how to magic. So it's pretty cool. Like I really appreciate that she's in the game. So I have her in the old FFBE and now I have her in the new FFBE.
You got super lucky with that, man.
Yeah, super duper lucky.
For a 0.2% chance of acquisition, I think.
Oh god,
Really?
Yeah, I
yeah.
looked at the drop rates of the summon gimmicks
Dude,
right
yeah.
now.
Damn.
Welcome to the gacha world. Yeah.
Dude, it's not even fair because like you know the gacha roll where put 2,000 Vizier to roll 10 things, right? I looked at the drop rates and they're different amidst each other.
What do
So
you
like
mean?
in 3 of them, the drop rate for Mediana is like 0.2. In one of
Yeah.
them, it's 0.1 for the
Oof.
same Vizier value of 2,000.
What the fuck?
So you have to be smart on what type
No,
of...
no, it's not that. Each one has a limited number of times you can roll before it goes to pure premium currency.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
if you
God.
don't get
Okay.
her
Yeah.
throughout those, I don't know.
You have
Yeah.
to do the paywall
I
thing,
think there's
man.
at least one where you can re-roll as much as you want. Then you get the free currency roll once per day.
Yeah.
But the rest
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
limit. Like they'll run out eventually.
Wow. Well,
Super
thank
against.
God I'm
super.
happy with my rolls.
Yeah, actually,
got-
um,
I got them like the Lancer girl that's sort of like a machinist, and her limit break is
The
she
drill.
brings out her lance with the drill.
Yeah, dude, she's
Oh,
great. She's super
dude,
good.
she's also from the original FFBE.
Oh,
That's it,
really?
that's it.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. What do you call it? The thing with gacha games like this, though, I'm not sure if this applies to War of the Visions, but usually there are some gacha games where top tier is top tier, and you're gonna have to like grind for the top tier. But as far as I'm getting with War of the Visions right now, it doesn't seem to be that way. It seems more like the FGO or Arknight style, wherein the characters can be replaced with other lower tier characters, and you will be fine. You will be absolutely fine.
Like everyone has value.
Everyone has value. Everyone has a role, and it's more about your team composition and how you build your characters.
That's super good to
so
hear.
far I'm
That's
happy
good.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So far you do not need to tier whore in this game, I think.
Yeah, because I can't imagine like sure you have all of the high tier characters, but they're just all lancers.
Yeah, that
That's
would be
weird,
bad.
right?
That
would
might
be
not
bad.
work
gotta
because
have,
there's
you gotta
a
have long range. You gotta
there's
have
like a
healer.
resistance factor going into the stats too, right? Where certain enemies are weak to certain weapon types,
yeah,
and-
thank God
and-
for
and
that.
he's a big value to your damage output.
And each of your characters also has element associated to them.
Yes.
So
Right.
you have
That
to think
also
about that
factors
too.
in. There's
Also,
a lot.
one thing I should tell you guys to do, however, is to actually go into your formation setup and then change the settings for your companion setup.
I've
Because
done that.
good.
Because
Like,
otherwise,
a lot of people.
it's just default
Everything's
to Mont
Mont.
with nothing on him.
Yes. Like the only thing you'll be offering your friends is Mont and nothing.
Yeah.
So you gotta set up what you're offering your friends.
And you can set up. I saw that you can set up one for all.
One for each element.
Yeah, one for each element, and one for like who's your
mode.
best character.
Yeah, one
'Cause
for
it says
anything
all.
you want.
Yeah. So who's your all star? Put him there. Then put
Yeah.
one for each element. That's super
The
cool.
system is actually a super copy paste of the system of Fate Grand Order. That's the exact system Fate Grand Order does. That for each role you can offer a certain servant, and then you have your best boy that you offer up.
Cool.
Hero man.
Your top boy. Your top boy.
Top
Your
boy.
top boy. So overall, I know you guys aren't gacha fiends. How are you finding this game?
This game is exhausting to play.
It is.
I'm-
It is.
I'm enjoying it because I'm just playing it while I'm working.
I
But
don't think we've mentioned the fact that this game has an auto system.
yeah, that thing saves.
We've alluded to it a little bit.
But
Which is
but
great.
I think that's the reason why we're so on board with this game, because it plays itself in the background.
Yeah,
you're
like if you
busy.
need to grind, you can just let it play itself,
Yeah,
which I
I'm
appreciate.
actually doing that
Yes.
in almost everything I do nowadays.
No, but like the
gacha is life.
tiring part for me is everything else outside of this. Like
Oh yeah,
you increase a single thing on your character, you got to go through like 3 windows. Each
yeah,
will
yeah.
connect to the internet.
Wow.
It'll take forever.
Yeah.
And then like
Lots of
call it?
menus.
it pips you like if a character has a thing you can upgrade, they have a little exclamation point on them. And I'm crazy, and I'm like, I gotta get that exclamation point out of there, man.
Yep.
Boy,
It's
like-
it's menuception,
There's
but
so
like
much.
Menuception.
it's really for people who love number go up.
I can see.
And
yeah.
one of my favorite things that it seems like the developers of this have been taking notes from other gacha games, and they seem to have gotten the best parts of each gacha game and put them in this game. Like I said, the companion system from Fate Grand Order, they put it in there. They also put in a system that is in Arknights, which is super great, which is if you have a material you need to level up your character or like craft something, if you click the material, it'll tell you where to farm, and you can just
Yes.
click.
It'll
where
tell
to
you the
farm it.
missions to
That's
do
good.
it, and it'll bring you straight to the menu.
Yes,
I've
which is
noticed that.
super great.
That's really
super duper
That's
great.
fantastic for the current event too, because
Mhm.
our friends had told us like just do every mission 5 times and you'll get all the event rewards.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I don't know what events I've done multiple times, so I go to the events tab, and they're like, oh, you've done this 3 times. Do it 2 more times to unlock it. Then I just click on the event, and it brings me
Yep.
straight to the mission into the party formation.
Mhm.
So like
It's
I don't
pretty
have to
damn
look
great.
for it anymore. So that's super smart.
Like there's a ton of menus, but I think you're well directed enough. But the information overload is still kind of there. For
Yeah,
for
dude.
anyone new, it might be a bit much.
It took me a while to
Also-
find where to put items, like consumable
For-
items.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For me, I think the first 2 or 3 hours is the roughest. Like just a warning, I guess for Raffy too. Like if you
Yo.
start this game, prepare for 2 hours of just focusing on tutorials and the game introducing you to tons of features and systems.
Yeah,
Interesting.
there's
about
a
the
lot.
game.
You know,
That's a lot.
there's actually like this game is very handholdy. It'll teach you everything. There's
Yeah.
even a beginner's hall that goes through a tutorial for everything,
And it
which
gives you
a-
rewards for that.
it gives you a
too.
lot of Visior actually. Like if you complete the beginner's hall, and at the end of it, it gives you a free 10 roll.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But the one system I don't think the game explains very well is something called the royal system. Are you guys aware of that?
I don't think
Is
I've
that
hit
the
that yet.
affinity one?
What?
Is that for affinity?
No. So,
Okay.
basically, the royal system is the VIP system of this game.
Oh
Which
yeah, I
is-
saw that on the speed on the battle speed
Mm-hmm.
settings.
Times 2 and is locked to royal level 8.
Yes. So basically, if you are somebody who enjoys paying for gacha games, there is something called a royal system wherein you can speed up the acquisition of royal ranks by actually purchasing Visior. And if you do this, you will accrue certain benefits in the game, like having more regular Visior, being able to times 2 the speed of the game, stuff like that. Just minor conveniences here and there. And I don't think the game ever explains what the royal rank is. And the only way for you to discover what it is if
one.
no, is if you're in the menus. And if you see your Visior account, there's a little plus beside it. Click that. Then it'll explain what royals are. So there's that. You can actually still gain the times 1.5 speed through just regular play.
Yep.
And if you continue to do your dailies and your weeklies, it gives you a little bit of royal rank every time. So
Ooh.
if you play the game long enough, you'll eventually
get it. Oh, that's
royal
nice.
8. Mm-hmm.
I also
So no
noticed,
worries there.
I also noticed that you can like buy the ability to skip the story missions.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
story
tickets.
skip tickets.
Yeah.
Story skip tickets. What do you call it? I think those tickets are actually, as far as what I'm seeing their use is, I don't think it's to actually skip the story. It's
To clear the
to
mission.
to clear the mission. Yeah, to skip the battle.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy more story.
Or if you can't like beat this certain stage, then you can
Yeah, you can just
pay to
use a
skip
ticket
it.
to skip it. But I think, as far as my research is giving me, those tickets are for people who are crazy farmers who want to farm this stage really fast without going through the battle.
Oh.
I also saw that you can buy those in packages in the shop.
Yeah,
So, like,
once a
skip
day.
through the entirety of scenario 1, scenario 2, etc. I think I
whoa.
also remember seeing that you can get there's a beginner's package where you get all the like rarer characters immediately. So instead
Whoa.
of gacha rolling to get even the lower ranks, I think you can buy a pack to get all of them at once. Something like that.
Oh man!
So it's
there's
there
so
for
much...
the whales if you want.
There's so much to talk about when it comes to this game because like there's something about gacha culture that isn't necessarily explained to everyone right away. If you're like a big gacha veteran, you know exactly what this banner is. You know exactly what this banner is. Oh, this one's the free banner, and this one is the banner you can only roll for if you paid. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
As people who aren't gacha people, like how confusing was the summon tab?
Not very.
Yeah,
Actually.
not really. Like I've played Bang Dream.
Okay, no, that completely counts. That completely
It's a
counts.
gacha.
No, yeah. I think actually some of you guys are farther than me in the story because I've been grinding out the daily EXP and guild dungeons.
Oh, dude, some of those are really hard.
Yeah, they're hard. They're really hard.
And they limit you to how many times you can play those missions, I think, too, right?
3 times a day. 3 times a day.
Also, that applies to the world quests that are different,
Yes.
which also limits you to, I think, 5 a day. Which is
The
something-
world quests are for farming shards for your
There's
characters.
so
I
much.
think.
So
Yeah,
much to
yeah.
do.
There's a
And
lot to
I
do
noticed
in this
that
game.
when you're starting out, because this game has a form of energy system where you can't play like the game forever, right? You burn through resources up until I don't know, you hit the paywall where, oh, would you like more energy? Watch this ad or give us money. So you start with a low like max limit, but as you do like the story missions, the tutorial missions,
You
it
level
gives
up.
you a bunch that exceed your max.
Mm-hmm.
So like you start off at a max of 40 NRG. Like
NRG,
I was noticing
yes.
like
Nerd.
why is my energy at like
NRG.
150 over 40? Like where did I get this? And the game didn't
Yeah.
notify me that it gave me that.
You've been leveling up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's so that like you know, Raffy, when Mig said that you're gonna spend 3 hours just getting through the tutorial,
Yeah.
it's actually longer if you're crazy enough to like I need to drain my energy or else it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like I need to optimize my time, so I'll drain the energy, then I can do something else.
Mhm.
So this
So
game will
that-
like constantly refill that up until a point where I've only hit that now. Pero like the first
Oh yeah.
2 days, like I'm not playing enough to burn through all of this energy. It's giving me
That's
too
how they
much.
get you, though. That's how they get you.
No,
When I
that
started
is
doing
exactly
the
how
event
they get
quests, when I started doing the event quest for F14, which
Oh, yeah.
require a lot more NRG,
Nerd.
that's when I
Yeah.
started to
Big
get
nerd
hit the
depletion.
drain. Yeah, yeah.
What is NRG? Why that
Nerd.
Why
It's just
NRG?
abbreviation? I don't know
Nerd,
what
I
is
don't
that.
know, man.
I think it's just energy.
No, but like,
What does it mean, though?
NRG.
yeah, but does it
Your
stand for
energy.
anything?
It
Does
No,
it
it
must
just
stand
really-
for something.
It's just a cool way to say
No,
it.
there it is.
No, it needs
NRG.
it needs to
Energy.
stand.
No,
Migs,
no,
it needs to be an
Migs, we get
abbreviation
that.
of something because it's Final Fantasy. It needs to be something
Yeah.
stupid.
N for N,
Yeah.
R,
R for
for R.
and G.
Natural
G.
religion grass.
No, I mean, come on.
Noctis Rustius Gale.
Galen. I mean, come on, guys. It is energy. I mean,
Energy.
Blitzball, right?
No, yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you
That
mean?
makes it
Exactly.
even dumber.
Exactly.
Whatever, Chewbacca.
Yeah.
About
Wait.
the Malbeds, eh?
So War of the Visions. If you guys are into Final Fantasy in any way, like it's an easy recommend, right?
Right.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah.
this is
I mean,
most of
especially
my
if you're a tactics
my mobile
nut.
games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a strategy, if you're a what's the correct term?
I don't know. Tactics smart.
RT
It's not
R-
RTS.
GRP
No,
Strategy
RTS
RPG.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy
Yeah.
RPG.
Tactical RPG.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. Tactical
Tactical
RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Tactical.
You'll dig it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's waifus
It's
in this
super sick.
game.
Big waifus,
Dude.
You can
Big
tap
wife.
on them. You can tap on your waifus on screen.
and they will emote.
Yeah,
to
they get
your
mad when
tapping.
you touch their boobs. Some of them.
So
some of them
I
like
guess
Sure.
we could shift now to Emile's week.
Oh yeah, sure,
Smoothly,
absolutely.
Or are you? Do you have anything else?
Smoothly.
Biggie?
Oh, last bit, I guess.
Go.
I finally booted up Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Okay.
That's the game by Koji Igarashi, the guy who made Symphony of the Night, the big Castlevania Metroidvania genre.
Yeah.
And that game is good, dude. Like if you
Yeah,
like
no.
Symphony of the
yeah.
Night, this is that. Like it's the most symphony it's ever felt. Like the ones that came after Symphony of the Night, like Aria of Sorrow, Circle of the Moon, there was something a bit off about them, and like the way they felt. But this is like it's mirroring itself on how Symphony of the Night feels in terms of like movement, exploration, etc., etc.
That's good.
So that's a good game. It runs really smoothly on my PC, which is like not even mid tier, and like changing the graphic settings from epic or cut cinematic to low. There's barely any difference. So I don't know what they did, but it looks hella optimized, and it's
Probably
kind of
VFX.
cheeky also. Now there's something about it runs on Unreal, which is I don't know what they did to it, but like it runs butter smooth on my PC, even with everything else running in the back. Like when I stream it, when I'm running like web browsers, which take up a lot of memory, it's butter smooth. Also,
Nice.
dude, freaking David Hayter is in this game.
Yeah,
For
he's a
real?
Japanese man.
Solid Snake is in this game. Yeah, he's like the rival character. He's the Belmont, but the Belmont is a Japanese samurai.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Okay.
Super funny.
I'm into
dude.
that.
It's
Sushi.
he's just doing Solid Snake's voice.
Donuts.
It's just the Solid Snake voice through and
Are
through.
these donuts or rice ball?
Donuts? What are
Oh
donuts?
god. Oh god.
Yeah.
My land of
Jelly donuts.
Japan. So yeah, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, easy to.
Noise.
So, on to the Emilios. How's your
Yeah.
week been?
Oh, yeah.
Dive deeper to the gacha region.
Gacha
God.
hole.
No, yeah, the gacha hole has been unforgiving. Like
Is
we
it?
talked about, I have dived deep into the War of the Visions, but besides that, because War of the Visions is something that I've been taking slowly. I'm not going nuts on it or anything like that. I'm just enjoying it. We started our guild. I mean, we're hanging out. We're doing stuff.
I'm
It's
doing
great.
my attendance. I don't know about y'all.
Do your attendance, people. It gives us all rewards, and do your contributions and shit. It's fun. I think the best part about War of the Visions for me is all of the conveniences that have been put in place based off my experience of the old Brave Exvius. So I think this game is a lot more merciful when it comes to introducing people to this type of game. So I'm very appreciative. Because before, for example, when you roll for a duplicate, you'd have to unlock that duplicate and be careful. Don't sell the main unit.
Oh my
Make
god,
sure
that sounds terrible.
Yeah,
don't
Holy
accidentally sell
shit.
the main unit. Make sure you unlock the duplicate and make sure you fuse that into the main unit. So it was very stupid,
Man.
and people were
It
still
was.
figuring out gacha games.
That
But
happened to me in
now,
Bang Dream.
oh dude, it's real bad. It's real bad.
Yikes.
But now you don't even have to deal with locking units or shit like that. Any duplicates automatically turn into shards,
Yeah.
and like it's good.
Right.
It's good. I'm just glad for all of these conveniences that the
They've
Brave
learned from
Exvius
their
team.
past.
Yeah, and I think they've learned from all of the other great mobile gacha games out there right now, which I have very much fallen into right now. So to start it off, I guess start it off with like one of my newest addictions, which has been super fun for me, which is actually a surprise, which is something called Arc Knights. I've been talking about it
Yeah.
for a bit. Do any of you know what the Arc Knights is?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen it.
It has cool art.
Mm-hmm.
It
So,
has
Defenders of Noah.
uh-huh.
This is basically
When Noah built the ark,
Oh, shit.
he needed
I-
his knights.
He
needed
needed
his
waifus.
Yeah. He needed waifus as knights. That's
Mhm.
these are my
Waifus.
arc knights. And
Yes.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
they
yeah,
come
yeah.
in pairs, right?
yeah, just
No,
two of
yeah.
each.
Two
Yeah.
of each.
Two
Two of
waifus.
each Arc Knights.
Yeah.
My vision
Uh,
of Arc Knights is it's basically Miss Congeniality.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean you have representatives from Texas and Rhode Island.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you
no.
mean
All the archetypes.
All
Okay.
Rhode Island.
So Arc
your
Knights.
road?
Arc Knights is basically a Chinese mobile tower defense gacha game, right?
Yep.
It's made by shit. What's the name of the developer? I know it's published by Yostar, which is the same people who do Girls Frontline. But it's developed by a Chinese game development studio. And they did some really great work on this game. Like the artists they got are awesome. As in,
Yeah,
they have
top-notch.
they have a fucking unified aesthetic when it comes to not just the art style, but also the overall UI and the usability of the interface. It's super great. It's super duper great. I've never seen a cleaner interface in a mobile game. It's
pretty.
really really good. It's pretty. And I think the most interesting part about it is it's not your regular RPG battle. It's not your tactics game. It's actually a tower defense game. And each of your characters basically function as
A
a tower. Yeah, yeah. And the enemies have these predetermined routes throughout the map to get to your base them from getting there. And so far, I've been really, really enjoying it because Donna has been hearing this for me for the past couple of days. But like,
Oh, no.
I really feel like some of these maps have been challenging my brain, and like you have to be really good about where you deploy, where you retreat, where you redeploy your units and shit like that. And it's led to like a lot of big brain moments where I'm like, yo, I'm a genius. And oh yeah, yeah. And not a lot of games do that. And I think a lot of games who try to do that really fail at it. And I think Arc Knights is one of those games where they give you enough freedom to give you these big brain moments. And there's no just one solution. You could be very creative about it. So I think my favorite part about this game as well is that there's no real tier list for this game when it comes to the gacha part, because you gacha all of these operators, right, for Arc Knights. And just like what I said about War of the Visions, it's about your team composition and your team roles, being able to fill the roles in your instead of having a really high tier character. So I think that's super great as well. I think just to, I guess, introduce Arc Knights to you guys. Arc Knights is set in a really weird post-apocalyptic future
After
where No, yeah, basically after the flood, and the whole planet is plagued by natural disasters that leave behind this mineral called originium, which is the gacha currency.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and but basically
NRG.
anyone who is infected by the disease caused by originium, it's basically
Oh
like
no,
The
Black
gacha
Scroll.
yeah.
Gacha
no.
Yeah,
the
the gacha disease. This rare
Gacha.
mineral like can infect you with this disease, and if you're infected with the disease, it has 100% mortality rate.
Holy shit.
Wow. Just
But-
like
but
in
What's
real
bad for
life.
you?
But if you have it though, it gives you powers. It gives you like psychic powers or whatever. Like sometimes it'll give you the ability to move shit. Sometimes it'll give you the ability to like cause fireballs or like have enhanced strength.
So like the
But-
fruit in One Piece.
Yeah, but you're for
it'll kill
surely
you?
gonna die in a few years.
Oh
Sick.
crap!
No, yeah, that's the thing. So you have cancer, but the cancer gave you powers.
Superpowers.
Yeah. So
I'll take it.
So-
Yeah.
So as far as the story is concerned, it's pretty grim. But I think the thing that the Arknights people nailed down is this aesthetic of this post-apocalyptic future where everyone is
Techware.
part of a really cool organization, right?
Yeah. Sam
like-
Porter Bridges, baby.
Dude, basically, because if the Arknights developers are good at one thing, it's fucking making logos, which is the sickest thing because all of the
Really?
characters are always affiliated with a certain group. Like for example, like this character is part of the Longman Military Division. This character is part of Penguin Logistics. This character is part of Rhodes Island. This character is part of
Texas.
This is what Rhodes Island is.
yeah,
I
Rhodes
saw
Island.
this last year at Taipei Game Show. I thought
Yeah,
Rhodes
yeah.
Island was the game.
No.
No.
Rhodes
That's-
Island is the organization that you belong to
It's
as
part
the doctor.
of the game. Okay.
Yeah. So there's Rhodes Island, there's Penguin Logistics, there's the Ursa Academy. There's a ton of basically Hogwarts houses in this game, and it's pretty cool. Like it's super fun. And just seeing all of these characters, it's like, oh, yo, that's a sick faction. I can't wait to roll for that faction. It's really cool. I'm really enjoying the big brain moments. If there's one complaint I have about this game, it's how slow the energy refills. It's super duper slow. But
it's fine.
at least the nice thing about it is if you fail a mission, it refunds your energy.
Oh,
As
sweet.
in,
Oh, that's good.
it
That
will
is
only
super
ever take your
considerate.
energy if you are successful. If you are small brain, it'll say no, take back the energy.
Oh,
Nice.
man, I feel bad about that.
Pity.
Yeah.
Just
No, but
Oh,
as a
pity
game,
the
that's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
It's
not
like, oh,
yummy.
oh, you small brain, here, take back the energy, try again,
Oh,
small
little
brain.
child.
This is
Get
the
your
perfect game for you,
lollipop.
Mont. The perfect game for Mont.
The other part about this game is also the base building mechanic, because in this post-apocalyptic future, a lot of these cities are what's called mobile cities, and
Okay.
it's
Put it on the
basically yeah, dude, it's basically think Midgar but on wheels. So
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Giant metal pizza on wheels.
yeah, there's a giant metal pizza on wheels, and you're driving it because that is basically what Rhodes Island is. Rhodes
It's
Island
on
is
the
a
road.
it's a giant truck. It's a giant building truck on wheels. And one of the things you do in the game is actually you build Rhodes Island. You build the base, and that's a part of
Outer
it that I'm
heaven.
having really fun. Dude, it's basically Outer Heaven on wheels. It's Outer Heaven but on wheels.
Kind of like that the one movie where London was like a tank or something.
What
The whole of
movie is
London was a
this?
tank. Yeah.
That sounds super
Um,
metal.
Mortal Engines. Mortal Engines.
More.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All the countries in the world like just got like tank treads and shit, so they started
Fuck.
roaming the world.
Mhm.
And like the bigger
Neo
cities
London.
end up eating up the smaller towns.
Oh god,
Yo.
dude.
Yeah.
The other thing I really like about this game is, you know how in War of the Visions there's the auto system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Autoplays.
Over in this game, there is also an auto system called auto deploy, right?
Uh-huh.
But the caveat with this, however, is that when you play the game, you're given like a certain amount of supply, things like that. You deploy units, you retreat units, you activate abilities, right? The game remembers all that, right? That's the really cool part about it. And
Okay.
if you perfect a map, it'll ask, would you like to save this configuration for auto deploy?
Oh, it saves
And-
like ghost data of your play?
Yes, it saves
Holy
ghost
smokes.
data of your play. And like,
That's good.
if you perfected the map, if no enemy got through your defenses, it'll ask, yo, do you want to save this as your auto deploy? And
This
if
run
you
was
say
pretty
yes,
sick.
if
Yeah.
you say yes, it will remember how you did the map. It'll remember every placement, every timing, every ability click that you did, and it'll save it to that. And if
Oh,
ever
dude.
you want to do this map again, you can press auto deploy and the game will do it for you.
And you'll never fail it since you perfected it already.
Not necessarily. Sometimes the auto deploy can fuck up because of things you've changed. So, for example, you leveled up this unit, and the cost for this unit went up. But on your old
Oh.
auto deploy, the cost was lower. So your auto deploy will slightly become confused for like a few seconds, and then it'll try to do it. But if it can't do it, it'll warn you that like, yo, auto deploy is fucking up. Do you want to take over?
Oh,
So
small brain auto deploy.
small brain auto deploy. So
Refund your energy.
mhm. So that feature I really like because it's gotten to the point that what I'm doing with it is instead of being happy with my auto deploy, I'm trying to make the auto deploy even more efficient. You know what I mean? I'm trying to
Yeah.
beat my old time. I'm trying to beat my old ghost. Wherein I try to optimize my deployment. It's like, yo, this deployment was better. That shaved off a few seconds. So I'm going to use that one instead. So that has been really fun for me, optimizing those auto deploys. Overall, I just really like Arknights. And if you like the aesthetic of a post-apocalyptic, superpower cancer-giving future, I suggest you check it out. Yeah.
Sick.
And the other gacha game that I've still been falling down the deep hole of is Fate Grand Order, right? So, the thing with FGO now is that I have finally finished the first main story of Fate Grand Order, which is apparently called Fate Grand Order Observer on Timeless Temple. I have completed all 9 chapters of that story.
That is a mouthful.
Yep. Observer on Timeless Temple. I have completed that part of the story, and I was like, "Yo, I'm done. I'm finally done." But once I finished it, it unlocked like more.
Oh boy.
It
More chapters. I mean,
yeah, so-
more homework.
It was really fun. Like I said, the writing is schlocky. Sometimes it's bad, but it's just fun seeing these characters interact with each other. And at the final part of this story, it does that anime thing where everyone you met on your journey arrives to help you out in some way.
Yeah.
And it's super great. As in, from each chapter, all of the heroes you've encountered like show up and go like, "Yo, you can do it. Let's go." And I'm like, "Yo, this is cute. I can't stop playing." And after that, after I finished all of that, I was super happy. I was like, "Yo, closure! I get to finally just work on maximizing my characters." And then it unlocked another part of the game called Fate Grand Order Epic of Remnant, and now I have to go through those. Apparently, there's more optional side stories. Like the next one is in Shinjuku, so that's
wow.
super cool. And Martha, another one of our friends who plays this game, informed
Why did
me.
you say that name? Oh, sorry.
Oh shit. Martha told me that just yesterday, actually, they just released the first chapter of the next part of this game, which is Fate Grand Order Cosmos in the Lost Belt Act 2 Prologue Main Quest Anastasia.
Holy,
Main quest.
serious?
Anastasia.
dude, she just dropped this like garble of words on me, and I'm like,
These
oh,
titles.
Full
I love
sentence.
it though. I love it though.
it's the best, and I can't wait to get on that too. The story so far has been schlocky, but just like what Raffy was saying about his reality shows, it's like good schlocky. It's like junk food.
This is your
Junk
reality show.
McDonald's.
Yes, FGO is my
The
McDonald's.
ultra
FGO.
pro of gacha games.
Dude, I completely understand now why everyone is into the Fate series, and I might just jump on the animes because one of the main discoveries I made was that a ton of the Fate series is on Netflix.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, I had no idea.
It's confusing actually where to start.
Yeah, where to
Dude.
start?
Fate
Try
Zero.
Start with
Fate-
Violet Evergarden.
Oh shit! Yeah,
That's
no,
not a
yeah, that's
Fate.
the one. That's the one. She looks like Saber. Come on.
It is true.
What do you call
Does
it?
not.
Absolutely
She
does.
kind of does.
She kind of does. She kind of
Oh,
does.
the hair needs to be tied up.
She hits the right notes for Saber.
Yeah,
But
she has all the symptoms of a saber.
yes.
Blue
not
eyes,
wrong.
blonde hair, reincarnation of King Arthur.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Those are the notes. Those are the notes. But on the Philippine Netflix, if you go search for Fate, you'll see a couple of titles. Specifically, you're gonna find Fate Zero,
That's
which
the
is
one I watched.
Fate Zero is the prequel to everything. So you actually started in the right place. Then there is also Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works.
I hear that's the one to actually start in.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
that's the retelling of
of
the original story.
The
but with
original people
kick-ass
die when
fight
they are killed.
animations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The remake of
you
the
are
old anime.
you are super right. And then there is also Fate Extra Last Encore, which is another side story.
What
Son
did
of
you
a-
just say?
Fate Extra Last Encore, right?
Extra
Okay.
last encore.
Where are the semicolons in this bad boy?
There are
Oh,
none.
Fate.
this
No,
one
Raffy,
has a
Raffy
slash.
here. Fate is spelled regularly, capital F, and then slash extra is in all caps.
Yes.
So yun palang. That doesn't make sense.
That's dirty. That's dirty. That's sick and dirty. That's my kind of nasty.
Yeah, dude. What do you call it? If you guys want to know what's up with Red Saber, that's Fate Extra.
Mordred.
Yeah. No. That different Red Saber.
Oh
my
Saber
God.
Extra. The red dress.
So there's
drop distance.
one of the Red Sabers is Mordred. The other Red Saber is actually Emperor Nero Claudius from Rome.
Wow, and now he's a girl with a clear skirt.
Yep. Girl with clear skirt. That's Emperor Nero. Yep.
Wow, he had tea or something when as Rome
Yeah.
Oh,
was
that's last encore.
burning.
Okay, I'm seeing the preview.
Okay,
Everything's
and
on fire.
there's also another
Wait.
one you can get
Wait,
into.
here's the description of Fate on Netflix. Slick, forceful, exciting.
Are those the genres? What's
Yeah.
going on?
And then Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works is forceful, exciting, fantasy anime.
What?
So not all of them is they're different.
It's not super.
Fate Zero,
yeah,
exciting,
descriptive.
fantasy anime, action anime.
Okay.
Why are they different?
What the heck?
Oh, and there is another thing you can consume from the Fate series on Netflix called Fate Apocrypha, which
Yeah.
I've heard of this one.
if you want to get in on the Jean d'Arc shit, this is the one you get on.
Yeah, this is one of the newer ones.
Yes, one of the newer ones. Surprisingly, no Fate Grand Order stuff here on Netflix. All of the Fate Grand Order stuff is not here, which is the one I'm interested in, actually.
Oh right, there is an
Soon.
anime. I forgot.
Soon.
Yeah, hopefully they get it. Hopefully they get it soon.
So Emile, is that everything or
No, actually, I still have two more things to cover. I'll be really fast with it.
two gachas? Oh shit!
No, while I was on Netflix, actually searching for how to consume the Fate series, I ended up consuming two shows. The first show that I consumed and finished is actually The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yeah.
That's my recommend.
No, yeah.
Alright.
So I watched the
okay.
entirety of The Rising of the Shield Hero.
I finished
which-
it.
I finished
Yeah,
it too.
I also finished it. So the
I
concept
don't know what
is
it is. Okay.
it's your basic isekai. 4 heroes, one of the sword, one of the bow, one of the spear, and one of the shield gets summoned to this world. But for some reason, everyone shits on the shield hero in this world
Yeah,
because
alrighty.
he only has
It's
a
not
shield,
a weapon.
and that's stupid. And everyone shits on him. Yeah, and basically, it gets kind of dark at times. Like
Yeah,
in the first
intro is
episode,
really heavy.
It gradually
Dude.
becomes dark.
dude, in the first episode, he gets framed for rape. And
Yeah,
like,
Really?
heavy stuff.
yeah,
Not-
and like
Not great.
it really messes with him and like
Yeah, dude.
like destroys his ability to trust people for the rest of the
Yeah.
show. And I'll just leave it at that. If you want to get in on it, Raffy. But The Rising of the Shield Hero is your general isekai anime, but with a slightly darker twist, I suppose. Like darker flavor.
Well, the main
I
thing
like it.
is
I enjoyed
it's a character who only fights with a shield. Like he
Yeah.
physically cannot pick up other weapons because there's a rule in the show. Yeah.
Like Captain America. Okay, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Not quite.
He
getting
doesn't
there,
have
but-
super strength.
He cannot throw the shield, Raffy.
Yeah.
Oh.
When he
What's
tries to
what's
throw
the
the
use of
shield,
a
it comes
shield?
back to
It
his
comes
arm.
back. It
To
teleports back.
defend. To defend, Raffy.
Yeah, he's meant to be the tank.
Teleports
But
back.
because-
Is he cursed
because-
with the shield or something?
I don't know. That's like the rule that was placed. So like each hero has a different weapon. So think of that as their class, but they're
Okay.
hard locked to that weapon. So I guess they're meant to work together, but there's something with the kingdom where they don't like the shield hero, not the person, just the fact that he's the shield hero. So he gets
Interesting.
thrown off and has to fend for himself, but he can't fight back properly because he can only use his shield.
So
Yep.
we'll
So
just
the hardships
leave
of
with that, Raffy.
that is what plays into it.
Yeah.
Also, apparently
Yeah.
the manga of this, because we finished the anime, so I was like, I want to go into the manga because that's still going. Apparently, the manga takes place in first person perspective. It's a
Interesting.
lot more
Ooh,
fucked
really?
up.
Interesting.
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 But yeah, it's an enjoyable show. Like I had a fun time watching
Yeah,
it.
I had a fun romp.
Same. I enjoyed myself. It was a fun isekai anime, just your regular ass isekai anime. And oh god, the other heroes are insufferable. I swear. I fucking swear.
They're kids, man. They're kids. They're just
Dude, fuck all of them.
Apparently,
fuck all
like
of them.
the manga
Strong
plays into
words.
their backstories too,
Oh, that's
and
good.
some of which are kind of messed up. So I guess slight spoiler. You know the spear hero, the pretty boy.
Yeah, I
the
hate that
pretty
guy.
idiot
Fuck
boy.
that guy.
Apparently, he gets murdered by tsunderes. By what's the crazy like
Yandere?
girl Yandere? Yeah.
Mhm.
So like
What?
women fight over him, and one of them ends up killing him because like if I can't have him, no one can,
Really?
and that's
Oh,
how he
shit.
ends up going into the isekai.
Oh, that's how he
Oh.
gets to the fucking world?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
apparently that's how it
What
turns
the
out.
hell?
So yeesh.
That's dark. Like
Super
superhero just got a book and got transferred there.
We don't see
Oh,
the death,
God.
right? That's how that works.
Mhm,
We
mhm,
tend to
mhm.
not see the actual point of death. So
What do you call it? Okay.
Wow.
So if you guys are into an isekai, Rising of the Shield Hero, try it out. It's pretty
it's
cool.
on the Netflix.
But the other thing I got into and was immediately pulled into, and I could not put it down. I just had to watch it all the way through. Was Beastars.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I actually got into Beastars. It's on Netflix right now. It's a Netflix original. If you guys have Netflix, I suggest you super get on this right now because so Beastars is.
Zootopia.
How do you even explain Beastars? It's
Zootopia,
like
but for adults.
Zootopia.
okay, so it's basically Zootopia, yes, and the crux is almost the same, where the carnivores and the herbivores have tension,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Because if you think about it, how does a world like this work? What are the logistics of an animal anthropomorphic world? As carnivores, how how is hanging out with herbivores? What are the racial tensions that take place in this universe?
Yup.
So I think those are the questions that Beastars tries to answer, because it's really weird, man. But I think it's done in a really good manner. But primarily, I would say that this is a shoujo anime. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Girl show.
Yes. Am I
Interesting.
right in saying that? Because the main thing of it is a romance. It is a
Yeah.
romance-focused story, but it's fucked up in a weird way because they're mixing in weird predatory instincts of a carnivore versus a herbivore. So it's like, it's
no.
really weird. But the thing is, even if the main part of the story of Beastars is a romance, like fluffy high school anime, right? The characters are actually in high school and they go to school. But Beastars gets kind of intense and almost immediately, because this isn't a spoiler because it happens like in the first 10 seconds of the anime. But
Okay.
in the first 10 seconds of the anime, one of their classmates gets fucking killed and eaten.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah.
Because of a carnivore.
Yeah, a random
Being
carnivore like decided that, yo, that llama, I'm gonna eat that llama. I'm gonna eat that llama.
A llama?
No one's gonna stop me. I'm gonna eat that llama. And it's a really gruesome scene actually of like the llama
Whoa.
begging for his life. He's like, yo, stop, you're not supposed to. No, don't eat me. I'm your classmate. That's fucked up.
So
But he's like,
it's not
"Yeah,
super
nah."
random. It's actually a classmate.
Yeah, it's a classmate,
Dang.
and he's like, no, nah, gonna eat you.
Man, bullying in that universe must be really tough.
Yeah.
Real tough,
You're
man.
just
So
dead.
and so this manga follows the life of this giant gray wolf called Legoshi, right? And he is a wolf who is a carnivore, and the entire time he's kind of struggling with the fact that, yo, I'm a carnivore, I'm supposed to be like fearsome and like really intimidating, and I'm supposed to like have instincts and shit like that, but he's really suppressing it. And like, yo, I love my egg sandwiches, I love my tofu.
He's vegan.
Yeah, he's like all of the carnivores are actually forced to
or
be vegan.
vegetarian, I mean, if they're eating
Yeah.
eggs.
Yeah,
So
they're eating
it's like
eggs. They're eating
Twilight.
eggs. So a lot of them are just like, yo, I gotta lay off on the carnivore shit and work to a proper future with all the animals. I'm not gonna eat any of them. And that's the entire show. And I think the best part about this show is how they did the anime in general. Because the anime is primarily 3D models, right? Which is
Ah.
usually bad, right?
I did
It's
not know
usually bad.
Okay.
But the way they've done it in Beastars speaks to some love in its production, because they use 3D models, right? And the folly usually when it comes to using 3D models in anime is that they're often used in a lazy manner,
Yep.
wherein they look really stiff, the animations look bad, and shit like that. But in Beastars, the animation that they've done for these 3D models, there's a lot of love in them. And like there's a lot of movements in the characters that I've never seen before in like any other production. And it looks all handcrafted. And the thing about Beastars as well, it's that it's not just the 3D models that they use. Beastars is actually super mixed media, meaning that in one scene it'll be the 3D models. In another scene, they'll cut to hand-drawn animation. In another scene, they'll
cool.
cut to this weird painter style. In another scene, they'll cut to some neon, like psychedelic visual style. In the opening of Beastars is actually a stop motion animation, and it's super cute, super cool.
Huh.
So there's a lot of love in this show, and I suggest anyone out there who has Netflix to get on it. It might awaken something in you.
Wait,
That's
why'd you
bad.
say it like that? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've heard things, yes.
no, dude, Beastars is just a trap. It's just a trap for you to turn into a furry. I swear.
Very early in our childhood lives, we're already being led to that.
No, yeah.
Animation.
We
Princess
were
Sally.
set up for failure. We were set up
man.
to be furries, dude. Like Princess
Rescuers.
Sally
Sally.
was the one.
The Rescuers.
Dude, Lola
Freaking
Bunny.
the American
Treasure
Tail,
Planet lady.
Lola
Gadget.
Bunny.
The Land Before Time.
Oh, what? No,
No,
yeah.
not that
Whoa,
one.
calm down.
Not that one.
I mean, I'm
Not
not
that
judging,
one.
but
You're
no,
animal.
dude.
Okay, just to be very clear about Beastars, it does get really intense. Murder is involved immediately,
Nice.
and they don't shy away from the concept of
How do
eating.
these animals bang?
No, yeah, they don't shy away from the concept of these animals banging. You will be very surprised at the amount of nudity, sex, and gore in Beastars.
Sick.
Huh.
It's Zootopia for adults.
It's Zootopia for fucked up adults. Yeah.
You know what else is Zootopia for adults, but maybe
What
even
else?
more fucked up? BoJack Horseman.
What? No,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right. You're pretty right. Beastars and BoJack Horseman are just different flavors of Zootopia.
Yep. And they're both on Netflix. Yeah.
They're both on Netflix. Yeah. That's pretty much it for me. If you have
Nice.
Netflix, Beastars is like a super easy recommend for.
Cool.
All right.
That's it.
So, do we have to have? Do you guys have any recs?
Yes,
oh
I do.
God.
Are
You
we
know-
gonna do recs or
you
are
know,
we? I think
For me, I think that was my rec. My
Yeah.
rec is Beastars.
my rec is actually
I'm
Rise
gonna
of the
wreck
Shield
it.
Hero.
Okay.
Mine
Okay.
is, I guess, Bloodstained because that was the most recent thing I've done.
And Raffy?
I want to say Love is Blind, but yeah, go watch Love is Blind. If you want some junk food, do it. Love is Blind. Do it. Also, 90 Day Fiance clips on YouTube. 90 Day
90
Fiance.
Day Fiance. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the most cringiest, most junkiest food, but it tastes so good, you guys. These fucking day-old fries. So tasty.
You gotta reheat
Oh
them.
man.
All right,
Oh
I
my
do
God.
have another
Um,
rec, I guess.
I
Go.
also have one.
So yeah, Raffy,
Go
go
for
ahead.
it. Sige. All right. So for this rec, how often do you get to correct an injustice in the world?
Uh-oh.
How often, Raffy?
Not much. But
Oh man, I thought it was one
But
of those questions.
with this rec, it allows you to do the same. It corrects an injustice in the world. So you've probably seen gifs of the Assassin's Creed paper, like paper flipping animation thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've seen that stuff, it's
Yeah.
it's an assassin, and it's like flip books taken to like the most extreme level. Like it slides down at some point. At some point, it throws a piece of paper to the camera. Like it's crazy. So I looked up the original video, and it turns out the GIF has gone everywhere in the world. It's got like 1 million views.
Yeah.
9. But like the original poster, Saggy Armpit on YouTube, only has
Saggy Armpit.
13. Yeah, only has 13,000 views. 13,000
Not
views
even
for this
6
amazing
digits,
piece.
no? Dang.
Not even 6 digits. It's crazy.
Wow.
Right? This injustice in the world. Go to Saggy Armpit on YouTube. I'm gonna wreck it.
Yeah, dude, I'm happy
Okay.
that you found that
That's
link
good.
when I shared that
Yeah,
GIF.
yeah.
I subbed to that thing automatically.
Yeah, it's he does a lot of this stuff, and I don't know why he's got like only 700 subscribers.
So
Crazy.
is your rec like linking the source if you're able to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
do that. Subscribe
Give me
to
the
him.
sauce.
Like give him the
sauce.
likes. Yeah, it's crazy why this is the case, because he or she was commissioned by Ubisoft to do this,
That was official.
and that was an official trailer for the Assassin's Creed movie.
Yo,
It's
Wow.
crazy. I
That's
put it on
cool.
Discord if you want to.
that's cooler than the movie.
Yeah. It is much cooler than the movie. Yes.
Sorry,
So, yeah,
Magnus.
again, Saggy Armpit on YouTube. One word. Do it.
What a channel, though. Saggy
I'm
Armpit.
gonna wreck it.
Saggy
He's
Armpit.
gonna recommend a
Saggy.
saggy armpit.
I'm gonna wreck
Raffy
Saggy
recommends Saggy
a
Armpit.
Saggy Armpit. Yes.
That's a good episode title.
Yeah.
All
So, Migoy, what about you?
My short rec is if you're all familiar with the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series of games,
Yeah.
you would know that Miles Edgeworth, the rival prosecutor in those series, had a spin-off game on the DS called
Yeah,
Ace Attorney
baby.
Investigations, where it's not just purely visual novel style. You actually can control the character and make him run around the map, click on items, etc., etc. That's how you investigate.
Yeah.
Like functionally, it's not different. It's just that, it's what the evolution you'd expect from the series to take place. So that's a bit cool. And like the way it tackles how the court system plays is a bit unique and different. And you're playing a different character, and how that series has done that so far has been really good. Like you actually feel like you're playing the character proper instead of being the uninformed
More
idiot
gumshoe.
that is you, the player.
Got more gumshoe too.
Yeah, dude, you got more gumshoe. You get to see the inner thoughts of the character as he goes through the story. So that's also like really well written and has amazing music. But the injustice that also happened is that the sequel never got a localization outside of Japan.
Yeah.
So Gyakuten Kenji 2 never got an English version. But luckily, a group of fans did a big translation effort and actually made it so that if you have a backup file of the DS game, you can patch it in to change it into pure English. And then they also got a bunch of voice actors to translate some of the new voice lines that are present in the game. So like new characters will have their own version of yelling objection, etc., etc. One of which is ProZD.
Cool.
The Asian dude who has the deep manly voice. He voices Edgeworth's dad, which was one of the famous defense attorneys in that series that you get to play in the sequel, which is super cool. So I've been trying to finish that game since 2014. I've been doing it purely on stream, and have been like playing that like for a few years on and off, maybe like once a year. So I've finally continued that like last week, and lo and behold, I thought it would end at chapter 4. There's a 5th case that I still need to do. So it's not over yet. My journey from 2014 ain't over yet. So yeah, that is also really fun. I'd say it's even better than the previous Edgeworth game, and it's a missed opportunity that Capcom never brought that out of Japan. So if you can look for the English patch, and if you want to dive into how to get that to work, I'd say that's an easy recommend for me. I'm gonna wreck it.
Sick.
Cool. Yeah.
So that is all of our recs for this week.
Oh yeah.
For this week of good trade.
That sounds like a podcast.
That does sound like a
good
podcast, boys. If people would like to find more of this podcast, or would like to consume more of the positive trades, where would they go, Mr. Hostman?
Well, you could start by checking out our Spotify page where we have every episode there, plus a few extras. Like we did part 1 of the Nier Automata spoiler cast, and that the second part would be uploaded once Raffy finished the game,
which is this week, you guys.
Raffy, they announced the remake of the previous game.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter to me.
It should. It's part of the story.
I know.
You can find the episodes in Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, or any of your favorite podcast listening apps.
Yeah.
Nice.
We also have Facebook. You could check us out on facebook.com/goodtradesbrigade, where we post stuff such as this live podcast recording and also our videos that we've been producing thanks to Miggy.
Oh yeah.
And also we have a Twitter, which is GT Brigade @GT Brigade. We sometimes post updates there whenever we have a recording or not, or we have new stuff on the Patreon or new stuff on the YouTube channel, which you could also find in youtube.com/c/goodtradesbrigade.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, we've been kind of active on posting a lot of content for YouTube because of this quarantine. So a lot of creative stuff, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of I guess
there's a Rainbow Six vid out.
Yeah, there's new Rainbow Six.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Features Jake Gyllenhaal.
The Battle of Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. And what else? I think that's it. I think we have an Instagram. Yeah.
Yes, we do. At Good Trades Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also an email. If you want to send it over that way, like anything. Goodtradesbrigade @g.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
And Emile, Mr. Coffee Master.
Yes.
If our listeners would like to support us, where would they go to?
If some of our listeners would like to support the show, for the price of the cup of coffee,
The one. The one that we all aspire to have. Yeah.
Aeropress.
the one cup of coffee.
Anything.
They can support the show, keep the lights on, keep the hardware going, keep the quarantine fund going so that this online show can keep going. So you can visit us at www.patreon.com/goodtrades.
That's it. I think that's a good
Nice.
trade.
Please send us a pizza.
Yeah, Charlie.
Dude, I miss
Migoy-
pizza a lot.
Yeah. Oh, we got pizza this week.
Damn it,
Oh
Raffy.
yeah, it almost got stolen though.
Dude! I'm not pointing fingers.
yeah.
But
Another story for another time. But for now, be ambitious and keep it going,
Don't
Jamaica.
get caught.
keep it
Don't
going.
keep it going. Don't let
Keep
the
it going.
coronavirus get you.
Yep.
Also, yeah, keep safe out there.
Be
Keep safe.
ambitious,
Wash your
though.
hands.
Be
Yeah,
ambitious,
protect your
though.
pizza. Protect your pizza from people who want to steal it. Because they're out there. They're out there. They're like, is that a stuffed crust? That's my order too. It's me.
What is this stolen pizza story? What?
Another story for another time, Jamaica.
Okay. Okay.
That's it. I'm gonna
All right, I'm
end
saving
the
this.
recording.
Okay.
Keep it going, guys.
End it.
We're
Keep
still
it
live on
going.
stream if you want to share that story, Raffy.
Okay.
For
No, I'll
people
do it
who
next
are
week.
here.
I'm
Okay,
going
fine.
to
I'll do
pause
it-
this
I'll do it-
recording.
I'll do it for the people and the stream right now.
Do it for the people.
I'll
Yeah,
do it
do
for
it.
the stream
An
tomorrow.
extra for
Like,
people
Wait,
who
wait,
stayed
wait.
over.
Wait,
Yeah,
who's
yeah, so-
who's
yeah.
on the stream?
Nobody.
Denise.
Nobody.
Okay.
Denise knows the story. She ordered the pizza.
Oh no, it's
I'll do it
fine.
next.
Just if
I'll tell
anyone is
Timmy.
lurking, this is a
If
reward.
anyone's- Sure. Yeah. So some guy masqueraded as me. So we order pizza. We order pizza, right? So from the Food Panda, I go downstairs, and then I see this man like trying to claim my pizza. And at first I'm like, whoa, this is a huge coincidence. Ha ha ha! Another Raffy Lane is. We ordered the same thing. Ha ha ha! Laugh about it. And then I realized our order is super specific. Like
Okay.
it's a bunch of mozzarella bites and stuffed crust and like yo, you know what? I feel like this guy's trying to make off with our za. He's trying to like do a za heist. So I just scream like Denise Lanes in nag-order. So and then I can see the guy freeze in the
Thank God.
I
My
mean,
savior.
Denise is a man's name, right?
yeah.
That
What is
don't
up,
look like a
guys?
Denise, but I'm not
He's
gonna
like-
question the man.
Yeah.
And like he's like oh sorry blah 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 whatever sorry I thought it was me ordered
I thought I was
ordered-
Denise.
I was and then so he hides in the 7-Eleven
Oh my god.
and I was claiming my pizza. I was asking the delivery man, yo, that guy was weird, huh? Tapos parang, no, yeah, he was trying to do something. And then, sabi niya lang was, yeah, I guess he can't get food anywhere or something. Like, wala siguro nagde-deliver sa. So I'm like, I go into full on like a regret mode that I was unkind to him if he was starving. So I wait
I don't
for-
think you were being unkind.
Yeah.
You weren't
If-
being
if-
unkind.
If on the off chance I felt like nakonsensya ako noon. So I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe if he's starving, I'll wait for him and maybe I'll give him the garlic bread or whatever. So he comes back. See, he comes out of the 7-Eleven with a whole like garbage bag size plastic of food and canned goods. And he was just clearly trying to make off with my pizza, even though wasn't starving.
What
at
was
all.
your pizza
So I get
prepaid, or did you have to pay the delivery man?
prepaid.
Oh, so he was trying to
He
steal your
was
pizza.
super
was
trying to steal your
trying to
pizza.
And the only reason why, maybe giving too much into the situation, but I'll try to refrain from it. But like the only reason why the delivery man wasn't too convinced is because we were speaking to the delivery man in Tagalog, and the person was a foreigner.
What?
Yeah, the person was a foreigner and trying to make off with our pizza, but like the delivery man was not convinced. Tapos parang tinatagalog niya na. Tapos parang doesn't understand. So that's what raised the red flag to begin with. So yeah, so he comes back. He comes back with this like huge amount of canned goods, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, excuse me, sorry, saying all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, no, and he touches me on the shoulder.
Oof. He did not touch the ref, man.
In this
The
climate,
distancing.
in this
time
climate,
of social
we
distancing.
shouldn't do that to apologize. So he touches me on the shoulder. I go, "Don't touch me, bro."
He hit you with that poison damage.
I tried
with
to
the sweet knee.
Yeah. And then
You gotta punish that,
couldn't-
Raffy. Punch
Yeah,
that
gotta
throat.
give the 1-2. Big cheese.
And then I couldn't resist like mouthing off like as he sped away. I'm like, "Don't you want to wait for your pizza?" Like if he really
Ah,
had
yeah. Hit him with the
if
guilt.
he really had an order, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's it. That's the story.
That should be a
Pizza
crime
thief.
punishable by death. Stealing another man's
Instead,
pizza.
we have compassion.
That's
Thanks,
fine,
Jesus.
I guess.
Thanks, Jesus.
Thanks, Jesus, for inventing
For
compassion.
dying for our sins.
That's true.
Oh,
So
well.
watch out for your pizza, everybody.
Protect your pizza. Be ambitious. Don't get caught.
PYP.
PYP. That's
People
the
order our patties.
All right.
Alright, so that's
Is
the
that it?
podcast. Thanks for everyone who watched
That is the
on the
podcast.
stream.
Thank
See
you.
everyone out there. I love you all. Stay safe.
Yep.
It's
Don't get
crazy
caught.
out
Wash
there.
those hands.
Yeah.
Wash those hands.
Wash those hands. Keep
Bye-bye.
that distance. Bye.